Under PCs, under dramatic, I've got secondary leads, and I added Samantha Smith, and I'll actually put those up top real quick. Those ones are more tied into Thomas. The ones below that were tied into either um, uh, Alice or Chris's character. And actually, let me go ahead and Gabriel, and I think so. Jasmine was with both. Bill Pullman was you. Danielle was actually with both.
Now it's under secondary. I'm not finding it in the journal list.
Oh no! If you go up to the characters, there's a thing that says PCs.
Are
you looking in the Roll20 or on the Google Drive?
Roll20.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Roll20 under the same thing that would have the handouts. Scroll up to where there's characters and then there's handouts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you hit characters, there'll be one that says PCs. There's a GM.
No, that's not working for me. Okay, well, whatever. I didn't hear you mention the hapless blade, so I thought I'd throw that out there too.
Mm-hmm. The hapless blade, I was
both.
Yeah, because I was not sure how to make him as an actual character. Let me do this real quick. I'm actually going to show you where it is. Because I can actually do it this way. Screen share. Let's do that right now. So if you look down where mine is, in the Hangout.
And the Hangout, okay.
So if you look at my picture,
yep.
My picture should have you should see the Roll20.
Yep.
Interface.
Okay.
Okay, so up in characters, do you have NPCs and PCs?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, yeah. I was looking in the. Never mind. I got it now.
Yeah, and it was one of those where I guess with the blade, I figured we kind of see how the blade works a bit, and then see if that should be a fully like a character someone plays, or it could you still have relationships with someone who's like a feature that no one plays, because normally you just have your main characters, but you have other relationships. So he may be someone. Once we decide how that works, it's played as someone, or it could remain more that relationship.
Okay.
Are we going to get, as the supporting cast, are we going to get primers on these characters?
Yeah, that's what I figure. What we can do is just kind of talk through what you guys were thinking for the characters. So, do you want to tell us what you were thinking about Peter Steele? And if other people have connected the stuff that they've sort of added?
Well, I kind of wanted to have someone, some kind of antagonist from back home coming here to hunt me down. So he's, I thought it was some kind of assassin, hitman, killer type that was he doesn't know where I am or what I look like or anything, and he's trying to search for me.
Okay. Someone had him actually brothers with the White Knight, separated at birth.
Yes.
So, Alex, want to tell us a little bit about who the White Knight is to you? What you were thinking?
The White Knight is a person who is also trained in Wonderland to be an agent for the Fae in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
He is a little more touched in my mind than Alice.
Mm-hmm.
That he sort of buys the hype, so he sees himself as a true knight of the fairy court, basically.
Okay.
And so that's basically what I have for him. And we're friendly, but he's always trying to tell me what cool thing he did, just to be obnoxious.
I'm kind of tempted to take the White Knight, the Peter Steele, because I think it should be very important. And I think if I take a character that's connected to two people, I might be able to get it right. What is his connection to the White Knight again? Just to clarify.
Brothers separated at birth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which especially if you're looking at the idea of the fairies, because it could be, was the White Knight human, or was he maybe this extra dimensional?
He was human in my mind, but I don't know what Scar is.
Well, it could be something. If Scar was taken in something else. I mean, what were you thinking for Scar? As far as
he he was trained and raised basically in my world, but my world is so saturated with magic and summonings and callings and divinations and stuff that him being summoned to serve someone, kind of like, oh, look what I can do! I just summon this guy from Earth, and now he's going to be my path and do what I want.
And how
ain't I cool? And then he kind of grows up to be this kind of hard-ass, never die kind of character.
Okay. And how close are you to a human being? I'm assuming the outward appearances mostly, or all?
Outward appearance and my innards are completely reversed. So if someone cuts me open, they can quite well, and they know anatomy. They can figure out that something's not right.
Okay. So I mean, it would make sense that possibly you've got essentially two different changelings. One of which is a traditional taken by the Fae changeling. The other one's been taken this extra dimensional place and trained.
Yeah. It might be that their family had some kind of magical gift or something that kind of was enticing for both the Fae and for the extra-dimensional beings that I'm from.
Yeah,
so
cool.
They kind of saw them through the ether or magic or something. They kind of glowed or something, so they were taken.
Cool. That would be as Peter Steele and the White Knight.
Yes.
So the White Knight is also from Thomas's dimension?
No. They're both humans, but they were taken two different dimensions, one to the Fae and the other one to mine.
Gotcha.
Okay. Guys have questions about any of the other ones? Samantha Smith, Bill Pullman, Danielle DeZorio, Jasmine Frost?
I know nothing about Daniel DeZorio or Samantha Smith beyond Samantha Smith is a student.
Yeah. Well, I kind of wanted to have someone who was inquisitive and wanted to learn more and was kind of driven by the quest for knowledge and curiosity. As someone who maybe in another life would have become a detective or a reporter, but for some reason put her energies and drive into science instead. So kind of the need to explore and ask questions and all that. And I wanted to have someone connected to me who was like that, who might eventually find something out or add some complications in the future.
Which one was that?
Samantha Smith.
Okay, so then Daniela?
She's a coven leader. Uses Alice as a contact to the Fae. Beyond that, uses the place of meditation at the isolated sea cliff. Old friends with Jacob Frissy. Is that pronounced correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't. It's actually a Latin word. I don't remember where the stress is supposed to be.
Okay. But yeah, is old friends with him, so she's actually tied into several of the characters. And I know I just got one of Samantha's things wrong. Who's Samantha actually studying with at the university?
Oh, she's studying. She and
Stephanie Green.
Yeah, Stephanie Green are working on a research project at the moment that has something to do with magic.
Okay.
And they both have some kind of crushes on different people and are crossed on by other people.
Okay.
I tried to make it go in a circle. Didn't quite work.
Yeah, it's like an octagon or hexagon.
The octagon of love, step in.
Yeah.
Dodecahedron.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess Jasmine Frost. I know. Let Adam's wife die. Is dating Bill Pullman. Let me check the other side of Jasmine's. And his ex-girlfriend of Joseph Wheeler. Frosty acquaintance of Gabriel, Fae advisor for Alice, advises for weather magic to Daniel.
and invades my dreams.
Wait a minute. Is she's connected to the Fae and Bill Pullman?
Yep.
Yeah, they're
So
dating.
So either she's betraying the Fae or doesn't know what Bill Pullman's up to, because Bill Pullman is drawing power from the Fae, isn't he?
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, so there's a hanging question there. Like, what does she know? How involved is she?
Yeah.
Who is she betraying?
Or does he even know? Bill Pullman might be using her to get close to the Fae. Because he's so much... he's so like that.
Who created Jasmine? Do you want to define that, or do you want to discover it, I guess?
I didn't connect her with Bill Pullman. I take no responsibility for that.
I connected
Who introduced
her
them?
That wasn't me.
I did. I did. Sorry.
He owed me one. It was fine.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'd like to think that she doesn't know, but I'm open to having it come out and play regardless.
I mean, Bill Pullman is an excellent actor, so he might
God
be
damn.
able to might be able to lie to a Fae. So.
This is my Independence Fae. Huh?
Get the fuck out of here.
You can't slap me through a computer screen.
Yes, I can think
That's
it.
Twitter talk.
No. Yet.
Let's try.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming.
I'm gonna give you a jaunty hat with effects. That's what I'm gonna do.
Force feedback. Interactive devices.
Poke you in some kind of computer way.
Is your phone hooked up to your email? Can we spam you so it just vibrates like crazy?
Yeah.
Let me know if you're going to do that. I'll place it somewhere.
Oh.
Okay, so I guess in this one, and who's already claimed a character? What I'll do is I'll just move you up to the top of the secondary leads.
I'm claiming Peter because I think
Okay.
I can pull that off. I think it's a little bit more complicated than I like, but I'll come up with something.
Okay. Also remember, we're gonna steal a little bit from leverage in the fact that you're gonna be defining them as you go.
Oh, good.
Um,
I have an idea of his powers. I just need to figure out all the rest of it.
Yes, and if you kind of get if you anything you want to fill in, you can. If you want to wait and fill it in as necessary, you can as well, so that doesn't take a long time. Like it'll be a little clunky today, and hopefully next session this part will go a bit faster because we'll know here we do this and we get it going. Once we've been through 3 rounds of, and we've basically got all the characters, the main characters in there. We'll have a bunch of that. We'll probably at that point we'll decide if we want to bring someone up to secondary level, but we'll have other characters that everyone's aware of and knows. So it's the thing with Troupe style. There's a little bit of slowness at the start, but then it
Speeds
can
up.
kind of run smoothly.
Okay.
Okay, so we got anybody else have someone that they wanted to grab?
No one wants to introduce Bill Pullman?
I
yeah, you
kind of
would-
want to be Bill Pullman.
Okay,
I'll be honest with you.
so you do or don't?
I do.
Cool.
Goddamn Bill Pullman.
Do you have specific ideas for Bill Pullman and like what all he's involved in?
Well, I see him as like the waspiest guy ever.
Mhm.
Just very polite, very friendly, well-to-do, civic-minded, etc. But he knows how the game is played. He wants power in this new paradigm, and he's willing to break a few eggs to make that omelet. And he believes it's for the good, because how else is he gonna protect the people he cares about? How else is the community going to be preserved?
This guy's my witness. I'm gonna shiv Bill Pullman.
Oh! I think I just found a Bill Pullman soundboard.
No.
Oh dear Lord!
Oh my god.
Okay, so I think that leaves me undecided, and unfortunately my internet decided to crap out right when you were introducing the secondary leads.
Okay,
So-
who did you get when you came back?
I heard Daniel DeZorio being discussed and a bit of Peter Steele being discussed. So the last couple of guys.
Okay, I think do we talk much about Jasmine? So I mean, Samantha was inquisitive, tied into several of the characters in like some love triangle type things.
Well, we determined that Jasmine is kind of in a weird nexus position between two forces, that she's connected to the Fae and she's connected to Bill Pullman, and we're not quite sure what she knows or how she's interacting with both.
Yeah, Bill
Okay.
Pullman is a force in this game. A force to be reckoned with.
You better believe it.
You know, fuck
Okay.
Bill Pullman.
He can fly a plane and fight aliens.
I always thought of Jasmine as kind of a tough but fair kind of advisor for Alice. So she's not ridiculously Fae, but you know she'll vague answer with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
She's also tied in magically to several other characters. So she's got,
Yeah.
she and Gabriel have had some problems. I think Gabriel had sort of a thing in his, but yeah, a Fae advisor to Alice, advises for weather magic to Daniel. So she's pretty knowledgeable about magic.
And she also haunts my dreams.
All right. Why don't I do
I don't know
Jasmine
how
then?
or why.
You want to do who?
Jasmine.
Okay. So all you need to do is, okay, so we've got Peter, Bill, and Jasmine as the other characters here. So Peter, Bill, Jasmine, and to make this a little bit easier, I think what I might just do is this real quick. Sort of have this. So we've got, I'm going to move them up here. So we've got Alice, we have Thomas, Peter, Bill motherfucking Pullman, and Jasmine. Okay, so we can kind of close the rest, and we've got a little less clutter. Okay, so why don't we take just a second? I'm going to get the bathroom quick, get a drink if anyone wants to do that, and then we will come back and be able to wrap up some exposition stuff from last time, and then go ahead and start. Okay, you're back.
Is this going to be good?
I have no idea how I'm gonna play this guy, but I hope I'll do him some justice. I'm gonna fill a little bit of his stuff out, so at least because I know what distinctions he would have. I just need to make sure they make sense.
Wait, so are we statting these guys out?
A little bit. You stat him out as you go along. Whatever you think will make sense for that character.
Okay.
So another quick question, guys. VJ, they have. So should I give him some like a magical heritage? Because if he's that strong that someone pulled him into another world, should he have something like a magical legacy?
You sure you mean VJ?
I mean VJ. I meant Peter. I don't know who plays Alice and Thomas.
Tim plays Alice. Leo plays.
Leo's gone.
Oh, where did he
Just
go?
left. He was like, "Fuck this game, I'm out." Flip the table. Woo!
Yeah, that's what it was.
Definitely what it was. But he's back in a minute. I'm sure. I'll ask him when he gets back.
I forget. What's the dice range? Is 12 the max?
12 is
Yeah, up to D12.
12 is pretty serious business, so...
Do I have a thing on my lower third?
Yes.
Okay.
Confessions with Improv GM.
I'm going to change that. I'm not seeing that. It may help if someone can't quite remember who's doing which.
Excuse me for a minute.
Now I have to try and deal with gear.
one too many.
Anybody
The,
still? Anybody still need to be on the pathways page?
I don't think so.
For Peter's values, do I have a limit or a list? It says 15 steps and 6 values into bracket 9 steps up from D4.
So they all
Okay,
start.
that's what you mean. Yeah, okay, I get it.
Yep. Yeah,
so
they start
dumb.
off at D4. Then you got 9 steps on top of that, and I said you can spend those as necessary. So right now, everyone can pretty much consider their character kind of a blank sheet
Black sheet.
until you just you make those decisions. This person really cares about love as opposed to something else later on.
If you want it, I can already think of a location we don't have on the map that we might want.
Yeah, anytime you want to add something, let me know, because I'll also go ahead and add it to the spreadsheet.
Some kind of country club. There's an implied one between Bill Pullman and VJ. I can also see like the CEO of that one corporation I played being there.
Okay.
And if we want, that could maybe be where Jasmine Frost met Bill Pullman.
Okay, what I'll say is, do you have an idea for a name for it?
Oh God, something incredibly bland.
Like Greenwoods?
Great Oaks.
So go ahead and put on Bill Pullman's sheet Great Oaks Country Club, and then you can decide. You can decide how many dice you want to put into it. But that now exists, and anybody else can also use that if necessary. Oh, for extras and locations, what you can do for each of those is essentially decide 2 things that you can get from each. And these are general categories. Like, it could be advice or mystical items. Someone else could have that. Like, say it's the magic shop. Someone takes advice and mystical items. Someone else might decide drugs and ancient knowledge or whatever. Just that sort of things you can use it in contests for. Whenever an extra or location gets used, the 2 dice part of it, like you roll both dice, and essentially one of them is used, and it actually takes away from anyone being able to use that session. So each extra or location basically has 2 shots that can be used per session, and then they're done until next session.
Okay.
Oh, and then actually, to get started, now for some of you, you're not going to necessarily have. I mean, Alice and Thomas will definitely have these to start off with. Why don't we have them roll them real quick? What you do at the start of each session. Where is the start of session? Yeah, start of each session. What you do is you roll all of your relationships, and then you put together your 2 highest to determine your result. Determine how many plot points each character gets.
Do what? Who? Roll all the relationships, every single one.
Yep, like if you look on yours now, some people won't have them yet, which is fine. They'll be added. You'll start off with less plot points, but getting plot points is not particularly hard.
Okay.
So all of the dice with
All of the dice.
So all that are in your relationships.
Okay.
Do we have to differentiate them, or
No,
no?
because the whole thing was because if you just have like 48, 66, or whatever, and you're just taking the 2 highest. The nice thing is, no matter how many you roll, you're only taking the 2 highest. You do not have an effect die in here the way you do in Marvel, the heroic.
And you put pluses between them so they don't add all together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like I lost about half of that.
Oh, well, for right now, you don't have to worry about it because you won't have relationships as of yet that are kind of spent already. So everyone will gain at least 2. So I'm going to deal out 2 plot points to everybody.
Sweet. Plot points for the win.
Yay, 2 plot points.
Does Avengers know you're stealing their logo?
Someone actually made that logo, the plot point thing, for a column on Marvel Heroic, so I stole that. And I think I took the actual. There was some sort of button with a whole bunch of stuff. So we've got a 16 for Leo.
Yeah. Yeah. A few 16s.
So wait, are we rolling the total of all the stuff?
Yeah, well, so you start off like the very beginning of a game. Okay. Okay, so what's going to happen is Leo is going to have a total of 4 plot points,
Okay.
and Tim will start with 2, and everyone else will get.
Oh, only the PCs need to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean you will be considered PCs. You just as of yet don't have the relationships spent.
Yeah, so we can't roll because
Yeah.
we don't have anything.
Oh,
at the
okay.
moment.
It's
Yes.
relationships, not values.
Yep.
Got
So yeah,
it.
so
So
as,
is it
I'm sorry.
how do you decide who gets which points?
Well, whoever has the highest gets 4. Whoever has the
Okay.
lowest gets 2. Everyone else gets 3.
Oh, okay.
And getting plot points is not particularly difficult. Yeah, particularly like any ones you roll is the biggest one. And just check this real quick. Yeah, earning plot points. When anyone spends a plot point to give it to the person they're targeting, if I add a complication die to the trouble pool from yours, I give you a plot point. If you voluntarily step down a relationship or a value, you get 1. If you activate an asset's trigger, those are usually for like powers and stuff. That's labeled earn, and then plot points awarded in the contest cannot be spent immediately. Oh, one last thing before we start. This will right now only affect Alice and Thomas, but it can affect everybody once you make your characters. You start off with underneath each of those powers. There's a whole bunch of things you can spend power points on.
Yes.
You start the game off with 1 of those.
With one. Okay.
Oh,
what are we looking
okay.
at? I'm
Yeah.
lost.
Easy. If everyone, I'm going to bring up Thomas's character sheet real quick.
Mm-hmm.
If you go down underneath the assets, he's taken his comprehension, blast, illusions, and teleportations.
Mm-hmm.
And what he did is he copied all the ones that are down there, and you can make up others. He's copied all of the things you can spend power points for. You start off the game with 1 of those. Adding those are actually pretty easy. It's like one of the easiest things to do, I think, is to add those special effects. But you can add more later. It's your ability. If you're playing the Flash, for example, you got super speed. You can spend a plot point to be in any scene your character should not have been in, or to leave a scene very quickly. They can do it the same way.
Okay. So I have to choose 1 in each power.
Yeah.
To
Like I said, that's not
Yeah.
right this second. I just think when you start using them, you'll end up just choosing 1 of those.
yeah.
All right. So let's begin. So we have Bill Pullman, Peter Steele, Jasmine Frost, Thomas, and Alice. Let's go a little bit from last time. We've only got Thomas and Alice. I'm trying to remember, did you 2 interact at all during the last session?
Yeah. Well, I
Not
was on the
really.
rooftop. I was on the rooftop and stopped one of the spades with an illusion,
Mhm.
and then she came in and
You made an illusion,
Okay.
and then both of us ignored the illusion in favor of the card soldier.
Well,
Yeah.
or did Alice go after the one that was making the fire?
the big guy.
The one in charge.
Yeah.
Yes, you went after the big one.
The big guy.
Yeah, and then Eric, you went after the basically the regular soldier who was trying to flee the scene when things got bad and the police officer showed up. Would Alice have noticed you?
Whom? Me? On the rooftop? No, probably not.
At the
Would
least,
she
though,
have interacted with you in a superhero capacity before?
Mm,
I'm thinking more from the last side. That's one of those things that we can kind of also decide if you guys would have known each other. And I think it seems like so far not. But that's one.
No, we're not
When you
that
meet,
kinda-
you'll be able to decide what those are. However, you definitely would have seen Alice on there. So Alice,
yeah.
we stopped. They had told you that he was working for Old King William.
Mm-hmm.
And you had mentioned that Old King William could actually come see you himself as opposed to sending people out to burn down buildings.
Mm-hmm.
We can kind of hit this exposition. Is there anything else you wanted to do with him?
I would probably banish him if I could.
Mhm.
Like I'd try to do that.
Well, essentially, he would have failed in this thing, and getting him back would not have been too hard.
Okay.
Probably with the other one as well. Okay, so yeah, so you would have, and with the other one, I don't know if you would have met. That would be, was it Daniel who used the vines on the person?
No, that was Titan.
Titan? Wait, are you Titan or are you?
No, Stormcrow.
Okay.
Titan
Chris-
is
Chris-
the druid
Chris.
guy.
Okay, yeah, that's good because otherwise I was like, my original one was Titan and Alice. So you may have seen Titan. We'll just say to make it easier that Titan gave you the if you wanted that turned over, and they could be sort of sent back with your message. Yes, Old King William is perhaps going to be a problem. He is not usually a gigantic difficulty in Wonderland itself, but he is sort of a pain in the ass in several respects. Let me pull this up real quick. So, actually, I think we can probably put a couple of them in here right now. We can start off with kind of a larger scene. We can get with Alice, Bill, and Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of together. And we can probably do one with Thomas and Scar after that. We can start off with the three of you. Does Bill know, well, as far as Alice is aware, is Bill aware of her Fey heritage?
No.
Okay. You guys are familiar at least that Bill has spent a lot of time in the magic shop.
Mhm.
He's doing a lot of stuff there. He's been investigating because of the nature. Because when magic broke open in this world, you suddenly have like classes in metaphysics, majors that are magic, alchemy, all this other stuff has sort of started popping up, and it's at the point. Do we ever decide how long magic has been reemerged? Let me check our
I don't
notes.
think we did.
No.
Probably a while.
Fairly recently.
couple of
Like, it's
decades.
always been around, but weak was, I think, what we said.
Mm.
But I don't
Yeah.
know if we pinned it down.
Oh, yeah, part of it because the thought was the popularity of magic might be destroying different sources of magic.
Yeah, and then the cataclysm,
Yeah.
which ruined part of the U.S. So
So yeah, we had maybe noticeable in the last 20 to 30 years. Oh yeah, in the last 20 or 30 years, and it's at the point where they still haven't necessarily been able to nail it down because magic by its very nature is a bit fluid. It changes, and it's difficult to nail down specifically because the intent, experience, and the way the viewpoint of the person using it shapes it. Now, some of you are aware that part of it's because there's different types of magic. Fey follows very specific rules that don't necessarily follow the same logic as others. There's some various types of magic that there's some different flavors of there. They essentially pull from the universe itself, and then you've got the infernal and demonic magic. I'll say, Lloyd, how aware are people of infernal and demonic magic? I can't hear you. I think are you muted?
I'm muted. I'm dumb. I'd say people are very aware of demonic and angelic because that's the first thing people go to praying to God and trying to summon Cthulhu. So everyone was like, "Oh, hold up! Actually, my prayers are being answered." And
I'm
then
sorry,
actually-
is there a difference between the two?
well, yes, one has a halo, one has horns. Very distinct.
One's beard's a little more active.
I'm just saying, different names, same thing.
You know
Well,
what?
I
Actually,
think the
technically, I
big
think you're
angels
right.
and demons
I'll give it to
would
you.
The what?
hit the big angels and demons would hit the same problem of overuse of their respective callings and prayers as other sorts of magic.
Which is, I think, one of the things we talked about with Lloyd's character was the fact that
The key of
this particular demon,
Solomon has been completely destroyed by everyone trying to summon the lesser keys. That Zagan has to sit in my body, otherwise something will pull him out and try and get him to like help someone pass a math test or something, and it drives him mad.
President Zagan, help me with calculus.
No, go away.
It's cosine of
I need to-
P's.
I need to paint these miniatures before the next.
I'm just picturing a demon just going.
You must
Really?
paint it in the right colors.
Really?
Maybe
Hello,
that's not how
Space Marine Army.
How
My
can
burrito
a
is
demon
cold.
not know how dry brushing works? Honestly.
I can't reach the remote.
Remote. Saga, please.
Oh, jeez.
Like the amount of like you essentially have all of these mythical like these mystical beings desperately trying to like hook into souls and stuff to simply to be safe, which could lead to some interesting things. Because the way with Lloyd, since it's hooked into his soul, it's protected. Like Wayland is protecting Sagan from being summoned by other people. So yeah, it'll be an interesting thing to look at the consequences of. Okay, so do we know why Bill is pulling power from Wonderland and other realms?
Besides that he wants to,
And can.
and
Is
believes that
isn't
it's
it-
to his own end, or like, what are you looking for?
Well, no, I'm just saying. Like, is it a power? Is it strictly a power thing? Is there some? Is there another? Is there another reason behind it?
Well, it's a little bit of power, like for power's sake, and a little bit of I want to protect me and mine.
Okay. So he may not be aware of the damage he's doing.
Yeah, and I'm not sure he'd care if he knows, but I'm not sure he knows.
Okay, I like the idea, and if everyone's cool with this, I like the idea that the Fae are more protected than the other places because the rules. There's very specific rules for a lot of the Fae stuff, and they exist in kind of a different mind space, I guess, in a lot of them. So it might be one of those things where Fae has not fallen to the same sort of problems as like magical creatures or magical entities and divine and infernal entities.
So it's a difference between summoning someone in a circle and you have to actually go and find a Fae and capture it.
True.
Like a left one.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, because pretty much all the rest of them you can summon them up, but there's not really a thing to summon Fae that I'm aware of in folklore.
No, you have to hunt them down.
Most of the
or something,
folklore
catch
is
them,
not so
trick them.
much summoning Fae as avoiding Fae.
Yeah, or making deals with Fae and stuff. But you have to actually find the Fae to be able to do it.
Cool, that works really well. So yeah, it's one of those things where Alice would definitely be aware of this. Fae itself is more protected, and there might be some more paranoia about the fact that they're seeing what's happening to these other like realms of magic, and if somehow someone's able to sort of break through those sort of rules and sort of protect the Fae, because just the nature of it. No one's done it yet, but there's the worry. And it looks like Bill Pullman might be on his way. This is if he knows about magic, Fae is the untapped power source for the most part. It hasn't been sort of torn to shreds by people clamoring to it. So we have Bill, Jasmine, and Alice. Why do the three of you hang out sometimes?
Well, isn't Bill dating Jasmine?
Mhm.
So that explains that part.
But would she kind of come along on some of the Fae advisor things, or is it more just do Alice and Jasmine? Do you guys hang out socially?
Do they go bowling, or what do they do together?
The way I see it is Alice and Jasmine have to talk, and goddamn Bill Pullman's around.
Okay.
Because he's there.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Are we talking like he comes out in a bathrobe sort of dealing?
Oh, is Jasmine like
Bathrobe?
I think it's maybe it's more like I asked to meet her for lunch, and then she brought Bill. Great.
I really think it should always be Bill Pullman. I think he's the guy
Bill
that's
Pullman.
used first name and
Insists
last
on
name.
the
whenever he
second
talks to
name.
him. Yes. Hi, this is Bill Pullman.
Yeah, names have power. So
Like my friend Matt Fear, that everyone refers to as Matt. Because some of those friends, it's always first name, last name. Okay, so the three of you are I guess sort of hanging out. Jasmine, why do you have so much knowledge about the Fae? You're able to be an advisor to Alice.
I was born into it.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, you said she was the daughter of Jack Frost.
Yeah.
So
Oh, cool.
she's a personification like Jack is, I think.
Okay. Um, yeah, so we'll say she's a personification of this Fae. She's essentially the offspring of a Fae. So I think a pretty good question might be, how much danger are you in from someone like old King William? One thing we talked about last time might have been that the Alice in Wonderland characters don't necessarily realize that you're not the original Alice,
Mhm.
because there's just the Alice, and the Alice has always been, as far as they're concerned. Because I like the idea that Lewis Carroll also essentially created Fae. There's something about him that let him create this new realm. Oh, he could be like a Frankenstein of magic. Like he's like, something about him was able to make this new thing, which would make Wonderland a very interesting place for people, because as far as anything else is concerned, it did not exist among the Fae until Lewis Carroll published those books.
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason, there's something very special about Wonderland that does not exist in the other realms. Um, so part of the thing, you might have got together with Jasmine to just try to find out what kind of danger are you in from old King William, because do a lot of them come through to Earth?
Probably not.
Yeah, so outside of yourself and the White Knight and occasional, we'll say this is the first time you've seen a card that's not a face card. With the elites or the face cards, this is the first time you've seen one that is not a face card come through.
Yeah, that's a big deal, then.
Yeah.
That's something I need to talk with my my career counselor.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Jasmine, as far as you're aware, like this is like the Fae you're from. Jack Frost the idea has been around for a very long time. So the Wonderland are almost upstart Fae, but if they're gaining enough power to come through,
Newly solidified.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Now, is Jasmine aware of what Bill Pullman is doing?
I don't think so. I'd imagine she would be incredibly upset if she knew well, she figures she's being used because that's how relationships work.
That's highly cynical.
But she grew up in Fae, and that's how relationships worked for the Fae.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't know the extent. I'd imagine if she knew she was being tapped for power, she would be upset at that.
Okay. So I think what the stakes might be here, and Bill, let me know if this works for you. If they're discussing what's happening with Wonderland, knowing that Wonderland is not only an untapped area of magic, but it's also an area of magic that is uniquely created. And you've been dabbling in the magic shop and learning all this stuff. I'd imagine there's almost nothing that's more interesting to you than Wonderland because of that nature.
Because potentially I could both tap it and build it.
Mhm.
It wouldn't just be a take relationship. Maybe it's something I could cultivate my own private reserve.
Right, so, well, they're sort of getting together. How are you are you trying to get some information out of them, or trying to listen in while they're talking?
I'm fly on the walling it, I'm there, I'm listening, I'm maybe being hospitable, mixing drinks or bringing just, making them comfortable with my presence but being unobtrusive so they're more likely to say whatever they feel like saying.
Okay. So essentially on this one, we can do a little bit of with Alice Jasmine role-playing here, but then also put in, I'm assuming Alice wants to keep it so that Bill can't hear?
If Alice sees Bill there, Alice's stakes are get the hell out of here as fast as possible.
Oh, what's your problem with Bill Pullman? Everyone loves Bill Pullman.
My thought is that you don't talk shop in front of muggles, basically.
Okay.
So that's my thought.
Okay, so we'll say, where are you guys? Are you meeting at Jasmine? Are you living with Bill, or are you living on your own?
I think we're living on our own.
Okay, so how does this first start? Bill, you are in the shower,
Mm-hmm.
being all sexy, showery, Bill Pullman-y. Uh,
Oh man, it's so hot.
and Alice, you come over to talk to Jasmine. Bill, at some point, as you're able to sort of come out and start trying to say, because like you know, my guess is you probably know, quote unquote, they have things to talk about. This is sort of girl time or whatever. You don't want to interfere, but essentially, at the risk of sort of maybe irritating Alice enough to leave or make you sort of go. That's one of those things as far as like a conflict can happen there. So you guys will be able to see how the conflict works here and also start getting some character stuff going on. And Alice, do you like when Bill is there? At least when you're talking about this kind of stuff?
No.
Okay.
No.
Or not Alice, I'm sorry, Jasmine. Is this something
there
you
you
worry about or not?
I don't worry. I don't particularly worry about talking shop around him. I mean, he's immortal. They're wild cards.
Mhm.
They'll interfere or they won't.
Okay. Oop, Tim just muted you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was getting reverb. I thought I could just mute him on my side.
Oh, well,
I'm
maybe
sorry.
it just.
I'll undo it. I didn't. I forgot that's how that works.
Eric, try talking. Oh, you
Nope.
muted him for everybody.
Oh, okay. I know what I did.
You're a bully.
I thought I was on the other one. I thought I was on roll 20. I'm trying to get rid of the reverb.
Okay.
What's with the floating 2 on Tim?
That's my plot points.
It's
Oh, okay.
plot points. Probably off Dice Stream.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I dealt them to you in Roll20 as well. Okay, so essentially, Jasmine, as soon as you unmute Eric,
I can't unmute Eric.
what?
Eric can mute himself. Though. He can mute himself.
There's a little drop down. There you go. He's unmuted.
Okay.
Hey.
Yay.
I'm sorry. I thought I was on the other screen.
Essentially, what Jasmine can do is interfere, like wherever she wants here. And it's in the cheat sheet too, but I'll make it its own little thing here in a second. You're actually able to sort of interfere either way, and take part in it that way. So you guys are talking. Bill Pullman is showering back from the gym or coitus or whatever.
Don't worry about it.
Just a thing.
What is your obsession with Bill Pullman and his love life? Oh my God!
Yeah. And
I
I don't know.
and
That's
naked.
these guys.
I think it's hilarious.
The first time we meet the guy, he's naked.
Of course.
That's not good.
Do you want me to sing awkwardly, as I'm showering, just to give a little
Maybe.
background noise?
Alice, you come in. You come into a singing Bill Pullman. Is in the shower. You are. Jasmine's there.
Okay.
And currently, you're a bit concerned with the fact that something has changed.
I can't get no satisfaction.
Oh my gosh. I roll my eyes and I find Jasmine and I say, not to impose too much, dear, but we need to talk.
Certainly. Have a seat. Would you like something to drink?
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to talk business in front of your friend.
And I tried.
Don't worry about him. You haven't been in the, I guess we're using the business metaphor. You haven't been in the business long enough, but they do their own thing. It's like you on a very small scale. You come in, you do your own thing, you change politics, or you don't. I wouldn't worry too much.
Okay, then we'll just make this quick.
Hmm.
There are incursions that have happened that I've never seen before.
When the shower stops.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
And what sort? And these are causing problems for you?
I pull out a deck of cards that I have in my purse, and I pull out the 10 of clubs.
Mm-hmm.
and I say, "This was seen today, or yesterday, whatever it was."
Bicycles can make very dangerous toys. I don't see the problem.
I would say the moment you saw 10 of clubs, you would realize, Jasmine would probably realize that if she gets the fact that Alice is talking about it's come through.
I know what she's implying. I'm being purposely obtuse.
Okay.
I roll my eyes again.
Careful, they might roll away from you.
Not here. They won't. I'm sorry. I'm being a little flighty. So the thing yesterday in the news about the fire.
Mm-hmm.
That might have been what happened there.
Hmm.
An old friend, William, may have sent me an invitation.
Are you going to accept?
No.
Mm.
None of this is my problem. I didn't do anything.
So, Bill, are you trying to overhear?
Are
What's
they
happening?
loud enough to hear through the door?
That part I'm sure I did. The part where she asked me if I was going to accept, I probably got a little uppity.
Would I
You messed up a
recognize her
poem
voice?
that all good children should know.
Okay, then yeah.
We were all really quite embarrassed for you.
Okay. That's right. That doesn't work with you. Yeah, geez, I'm so upset in my blue dress. So no, I'm not going to accept. Because that's just a very uncivilized way to ask to speak to somebody.
I see. I wasn't party to the invitation, so...
Yeah, it wasn't good. People were hurt.
So at this point, we'll pause real quick. I think what we'll have to do is we can essentially have Bill Pullman roll here to see not only if he's getting sort of what you're saying, even though a lot of it's going to be in code, which you might be able to then decipher at some point, but also partly to realize, does Alice and Jasmine, do they realize that it's gotten very quiet in there?
All right, what are you looking for me to roll?
Okay, so what you want to do is roll. What you'll have is your. Pull up a sheet real quick. Oops, that's heroic. That'll be different. You'll start off with one of your values, which for you is probably power.
Yeah.
Yep. So probably power, and then relationship. Here, Alice is the one because Alice is the one that you're sort of specifically trying to hear from right now. Alice would be the one that would make sense here. Because Wonderland would actually become an asset on there, and then at this point, you don't have all your other stuff kind of put together. But if there's other assets that you could roll, you'd also be able to roll those.
What do you think, D6 or D8 for Alice?
How much Bill Pullman is connected to Alice? I don't know.
I mean, there's definitely a connection, but I just don't know how strong it should be.
Well, it might be colored by his desperation of holding on to someone who has the answers. So,
well, I mean, it definitely
pleasing her enough to keep her around or letting him be around might be important.
Let's start with D6. I might up it. How about that?
Well, I would say at this point I would go ahead and choose. Once you've chosen what it is, you can raise it through. Once you've put it down, you can raise it through experience. Now, you will have all the major PCs start at D4, though you can get 2 of them at D6 to start off with at D6.
Okay, then start at a D6 and make it a D8.
Yeah, you can make a note that now just change it so 1 starts at D6, and then if you wanted to add something else to it, you could.
Okay, so D6 plus D8, And right now, no other factors?
Unless you've already picked out some either distinction, or not, it's not distinctions here. You've picked out some assets or resources that
Not
would
yet.
make sense. Okay, so yeah, so right now you'd just be able to sort of roll those, and Alice would be able to roll hers.
Wow, that was crud.
All right, that was a D12? I'd
Yeah,
like to add that to the trouble pool. Thank you for that.
you're welcome.
And you get a plot point for that.
Bill Pullman, plot point. Fear.
I think you're able to pull that directly out of...
Draw 1.
So Bill Pullman dice, D8. And I'm pretty sure this falls under duty, which is a D6, and I think that's all I can do.
Okay.
Are you kidding me with that? That's terrible.
What'd you get?
I can't believe I won.
Okay, so I would say in this one, part of what you want to do is be able to kind of listen in without getting her too... What makes sense is for insecure, probably, to fit on there. Because got a 6 against your 8, so you've won that one. Yeah, technically in this, since she's doing the talking there, she would create the stakes, and you would have to beat them. So you've beaten her. So do me a favor, roll your D8, D12, and D8 again. For Jesse.
Okay.
You just press up and then roll it again. Okay, so what that's going to do
Whoosh.
is what makes sense is put insecure dice on Alice here. And I would say this, Alice, you want those?
I don't want them. You keep telling me I want them. I don't want them.
Shh, baby.
Why? She's got a D12 insecure already.
What's the quote? Embrace the suck.
Well, no, it's not the sucker, because the thing is, like,
Losing
she's still
is
fine at
fun.
this point. This is essentially, you were saying, if you feel Bill Pullman's listening in, you're probably going to leave, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, this is essentially doing, fictionally, what this D12 is doing is it's helping gauge if you realize he's listening or not.
Okay.
And you're starting to hear it, and it can give you a point where you might decide to leave. And then if you have someone help you get rid of that D12, which is not hugely difficult to do if you've got like a friend who can help you with those, at that point that goes in your growth pool. And so the main thing is, like, if you end up in combat, for example, your insecure is not going to come up. So that'll give you a D12 insecure. So if you want to just create, if everyone wants to do this real quick, if you want to go to draw shape, you can hold Alt and just draw some small
Circle.
Yeah, some small circles around them, and you can just sort of put them where you need them on your sheet. Oh, yeah, and also if you want to claim one of the 6 that are here, and just like write your name, like put your character's name in text next to one, so that way we'll know.
Oh,
Sorry?
go ahead. Is there any way to hide all the icons? Because I can't really see anything.
Okay.
If you know, that's cool.
What like?
Which
Like
icons?
the people icons. Because I
Okay,
can.
go to
Oh,
setting,
Oh.
top right, then top right, there should be gear. Click my
Yep.
setting,
Mm-hmm.
scroll all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
Video player avatar size. Change that to
Oh.
names only.
Oh, thank God. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
No problem.
If everybody just wants to also go ahead and put a text thing real quick with your name, you can do those circles when you have a chance. But so at this point, she'll definitely have a little bit of realization that there's a little too quiet maybe back there. This is sort of particularly with that D12, which meant while you overheard what they said, it was a little too much as far as spooking her. Okay.
That didn't work for me. All right.
Okay, so Alice would definitely have noticed that the shower has sort of... It's kind of quiet, but Bill, you have overheard this part of the conversation.
Okay.
And this is one, if, Jasmine, you're able to actually interfere on here if you want, to sort of help so that things can't be heard. And if you look at the dramatic interfering, you would essentially... the contest stops unless each participant gives you one. While interfere means you can kind of get completely in the way, but you're actually able to aid. I'm sorry, not interfere, aid. You roll as before, then you'd actually be able to give whoever you want your highest die. that you rolled. Oh, interfering is on there. I can get rid of this actually. Yeah, so that's one. If you want to end up kind of helping one side or the other, you're able to do that.
All right. So, Alice, not that the small talk hasn't been entertaining, but like I've told you before, you need to ask for what you want.
Okay, so I know the shower is stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And the singing.
And yeah, I kind of stand up in a huff, and I guess I'll figure it out myself. And I leave.
Okay, so Alice got a bit spooked. She takes off. Bill, do you talk with Jasmine at all, or try to get anything from her?
I'll I'll come out and go, hey, honey, did I hear voices?
You did.
Everything okay? You look a little pensive.
Don't read too much into it. That's my default expression.
No, not when I'm around.
No, but Alice came over and had some questions and didn't ask them.
I know it's none of my business, but she strikes me as a troubled girl.
Oh, certainly. That's why I'm here.
So, is there anything I can do to help you help her?
She has to ask.
I don't know. She seems awfully stubborn. I'm not sure she's gonna.
I think you're right.
Do you want me to talk to her?
It's a, what do you say? It's a free country.
Well, yeah, but you know her better. I mean, It might be a good idea, it might not be a good idea.
You're right. I think it'll be a bad idea. I think you might do it anyway, though.
You always were a clever one.
The bad ideas are the most interesting.
Aren't they, though?
I've dated girls like that.
and pull her close, fade to black, bad idea in action.
Okay.
Okay.
If that's what Jasmine wants, otherwise.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, yeah, no.
Slap in the face.
Go with that.
Okay, so for Thomas.
Yes.
Okay. What is? Oh shit! Let me pop that up. I did that for a reason. What is? And then you get some of the stuff from Scar from Peter as well. He's here hunting you. Is he wanting to bring you back to kill you to do what?
I don't know.
And Scar, do you have an idea of how you
try to
feel?
bring me back, I think.
Okay. And Scar, how do you feel being in this dimension, back on Earth?
Well, for me, it's just a job. I'll do it as long as I need to do, then I'm going to head back home.
Okay.
But if magic has slowly started to seep into this world again, this might be a good place to get more contracts. I'm a contract bounty hunter. I'll hunt wherever I'm going.
Okay. And this would actually be a pretty rich place to do it because, on one hand, while magic is not as plentiful here as it is back home, the nice thing is there's a lot more sort of disruptions and other things going along with it, so that it's easier to sort of get what you want here because it's not a primary sort of source. So you've probably been kind of looking in the area, sort of searching like the news and other things, try to find stuff, and and I'm guessing some magic to try to track down the sort of magic that he's doing.
Also, is there a bar of people who would know people I could help to track down? Because I'd probably do one of those, walk into a bar, I'm looking for a man, kind of thing.
What is the name of the bar where you would find people in the magical realm?
Poop. The Kraut's Cauldron.
The what?
Cracked Cauldron.
Okay, what I would do, go ahead right now, put Cracked Cauldron under one of your locations,
All
and
right, I'll do
give
that.
it a die value. So that goes under assets, I believe.
Yeah, that's locations, right?
Yep.
Where did he go? It was right here a second ago. Dramatic, heroic. Oh, there he is.
Yep, and then you get to choose how many die levels you want to put on there.
All right, so locations, the Cracked Cauldron. I have a feeling I'll be drinking a lot here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to make it 2d10.
Okay.
Yeah, 2d10. Perfect.
Okay, kind of come in. People there have been there's others drinking. Most of which you have a fairly magical clientele that shows up here. It's like that bar in Dresden Files, a bit, but less sort of magically designed, but more. There's certain clientele that are aware of it and that tend to show up there. People are drinking. Bartenders sort of serving people. A little bit bored. You see them back there on an iPad playing like the Simpsons game, sort of poking away at things.
All right. I will walk over in my long coat and my big hat and sort of saunter over and order a beer. And then when he comes close, I'll be like, I'm looking for a man. In that voice.
Lots of people being looked for around here. You gotta give me a little more than that. You looking for a date or something, or?
I'll reach into my pocket and pick up at least a picture, not a picture of him, because I don't know what he looks like, right?
I fled here when I was really young, so it wouldn't be accurate. Like I came here when I was like 10 or 11 or something, and I'm like 21, 22 now.
Okay, then I'll pull out. It's one of those like pictures that have been aged.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of those back.
This is probably what he looks like.
Yeah, probably what he looks like. I'll slap it on the table. Be like, one of the magic parts probably started making his way around. It's been probably causing a bit of trouble. Last time I heard, might look a bit like that. You seen him?
Kind of looks at it for a second. Do me a favor, go ahead and make a roll.
Okay.
It's probably either going to be truth or duty for you, whatever points you give for him, as well as the points you have for the bar. And then I don't know if you had anything for any of your powers or stuff yet.
No problem. I have villainous reputation at D8.
And Thomas he's essentially trying to find you.
Yes.
What we do is use some of yours that might. I mean, with what you've got here, the magical legacy is probably the most.
Okay.
As far as assets,
using magic to hide myself.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to get, you have one value. You can use your relationship with him. I don't think any of the other ones look like they would make a lot of sense here. Relationship with Scar, and then your magical legacy, and also you would definitely have a magic legacy, Scar.
Yeah, I do.
So that would also make sense because you probably could have you could have magically worked with that to make it age. You don't have makeup people. You have.
Oh yeah, true. You're right. No problem. Well, the reason I was going to use villainous reputation because even though I've only been here a short while, people know who I am. I've spread my name about. Also, I wanted to get villainous reputation because it sounded cool. And 1d10. Let's see what the dice gods say about me today.
And am I using, what's it, like duty or any of those?
Well, whichever one of those for you makes the most sense. Because you'll have. Yeah, probably duty, because in fact, if they find you, that's problematic.
Yeah, I'll be in the duty.
Okay. And you're effectively creating the action total. And
Okay.
this is one we don't necessarily need to drag them on here because we're just looking at these two pools.
Okay, so I have my my duty and my relationship, and then my magical assets, and that's it.
Probably. I don't think there's anything else that makes sort of sense with what you have right now.
I don't know. Oh, that's fantastic.
If you want to grab yourself a plot point for that D10, he kind of looks over. It's like, yeah, this guy was. Some people saw him at the fire recently. Yeah, usually, and he kind of points out the neighborhood that Thomas is normally found around.
All right. So
Like,
I
no,
know
like a group of neighborhoods. Like if he's seen, people are sort of aware magically of the other people who are more magical. So gives you at least sort of a bit of an idea of a location. From there, because actually you got a 13 to his 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, like finding out sort of where he's at is not going to be incredibly. Narrowing it down even further is not going to be very hard.
No problem. I look at him and nod, and I go, drinks are good. Keep the change. And I'll slap like money on the table and walk out dramatically towards the camera as the credits start to roll.
Okay, so Thomas, since the fire and the things that happened there, and seeing all those other magical beings, including some demonic-looking thing, a druid, seeing all this stuff happen, what have you been up to?
Well, I've gone into research mode.
Okay.
I clearly have gaps in my knowledge of many of the magics that are used in this world and how to access them. So I've been.
You were in a position to hear about Old King William, and any quick search is going to show up Alice in Wonderland fairly quickly.
Yes.
From there, and then along with like the card, like I'm assuming it's not terribly hard for you to start putting 2 and 2 together, and with other things you've heard here and there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which makes for some interesting things happening.
Huh. You know what's funny? When I look up Old King William, the first 8 or 10 results are Old King William homes and families. An account of some old homesteads and families of King William County.
Was it Old King William, or did I have the... Oh, you are old... Oh, Father William. I'm sorry, it's Father William. Old Father William.
Yeah,
that
that
sounds
probably.
right.
Yeah, Old Father William, it'll give you all sorts... It's all Lewis Carroll. It's, not King William, it's Old Father William.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so you're very quickly going to be able to pull a lot of stuff about... of Alice in Wonderland is going to pop out there. And it won't be too hard to kind of find out that there's been talks of Wonderland being an actual, like, magical realm.
All right. Well, I wonder if I could like go there or find it.
You're trying to see what you can track down and find more about Wonderland?
Yeah.
Okay, Alice, where, like, is there a particular portal that is used for different ways to get to Wonderland?
Well, I think we established that the theater was some kind of Fey gateway, and that's probably what I use.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's limited to just there. I would think not. I think it's more knowledge than area. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
That sounds good. Like, they're like that's definitely that's one you use. There might be other ways
Mhm.
there as well. And you actually physically live in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
And I work there.
oh, and you work there?
Like a hammock strung up in the set shop or something.
I'm the projectionist.
Okay. Oh, then you would. Yeah, you would know it. Well, Alice, was your face somehow covered, or were you disguised in any way?
Yeah, I had like a domino kind of mask on.
Okay.
And my just to get it out there, my thought on the theater is that there's an addict in the addict that I've kind of sealed off. That's not easy to see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's not like I've got a hammock strung up in the set room now.
You would sort of be the phantom that sort of
Yeah, kind of.
hear stuff on occasion, because like most theaters, people think are haunted, so they like little sounds and such up in there, and just be, oh, it's just a ghost.
And then, the reason it's up in the attic is so there's a window that I can, get in, get out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will say you have. As you do some of your studies, you start to find out that there's sort of a powerful Fey energy, so like in the area, like at somewhere around work, that you've been kind of investigating. And I would say, at one point, and Peter, how are you trying to track him down?
Well, I'm probably gonna do the whole like look around. I have a power, mystic leech, whereby I can sense and pull in mystical energy around me. So in the place that he is, I'm going around and feeling to see what mystical energies I can feel, and I'm gonna use that to try and track him down.
Okay. And what ways would you get to Wonder? Because like, you know about Faye, Jasmine.
Hmm?
Are you able to get to Wonderland, Jasmine?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you use the same way Alice does, or you found another way to get there?
I think I could probably use the same way Alice does, but my preferred means of getting in and out is a sheet of ice polished to a mirror-like reflection and then stepping through it. So instead of a literal looking glass, I use ice as a looking glass.
Okay.
Ice guys.
Ta-ta. Ice, baby. Okay. Yeah. So, trying to think here, and then Bill's been trying to doing some research as well. I'm assuming. Let's just Lloyd, have you go ahead and make a search roll for. We can almost probably just do, or if other things work. A search roll now, but go ahead and since you got such a high one, I'm going to go ahead and add a D8 to yours.
No problem. I'll take
Sort of
that.
as an asset from that extraordinary success.
Take that.
And how many pains do you take to hide yourself, Thomas? Or are you worried too much about being hunted?
Well, I am a bit cocky, I think. I think I can handle most things.
Okay.
And I haven't heard anything recently about anyone chasing after me. So
Okay.
I think I'm probably in the clear.
Well, in that case, instead of having you roll, we just say that Lloyd, as you sort of go around those neighborhoods, people who have heard of him in that area are kind of a bit aware of him. It doesn't take a real long time before you see him sort of like going to work one day in over by the theater.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was easy. Great. I know. I can see him. I know where he is. I just need to find a moment where he'll be alone, and I'll try and take him. So I'm gonna start following him.
Is this a movie theater or a theater?
Stage.
Movie theater. Is it? Oh.
Stage.
Okay. Yeah, there's plenty. I mean, if you work, instead of a projection, this might be like a box office or tech or does lighting or something along those lines.
Yeah, I take care of the props and lighting and stuff. Make it look magical.
Oh, you're essentially like the all-in-one like design crew.
Yeah.
Someone who works there a lot and kind of works their ass off and probably gets burnt out relatively quickly.
Yeah, there's not really. I figure the old palace doesn't really have the budget for everybody to be specific. So the lighting guy also does a bit of carpentry, and the sets guy does a bit of painting, and the props guy does all the props and the microphones and the.
Yeah, I know. We definitely, the theater I work at, we burn out our set people pretty quickly in some of those because we just use the hell out of them. So like you probably have it as a job. Maybe it makes enough that you can kind of, this is your living, which is good for a theater company to have some people that can do that. But you end up doing a lot of work on a lot of different stuff.
And also if I'm like pressed for time or I'm tired or something, I'll just illusion the thing.
True.
I'll just make it appear. So it's like, oh, this needs to be red. Kaplow. Okay, it's red. Don't have to paint it. Fuck it. We can use it later.
Has Alice seen any of this, and she's also in the theater? Like she may not have been aware that you were at the fire the other day, but she might be aware of you in general.
Oh yeah. I'm flinging around magic and stuff. Like,
okay, yeah.
That's
So
how
Alice,
I practice.
Yeah, you've definitely seen him, like as you're sort of like going through the theater getting stuff or whatever. You've seen him using magic to help create some things and help to change stuff, or just get like nudge the lighting if a board or something goes out, if the breaker goes during the production. So yeah, you are a bit aware of what he's done in the past. We'll say at this point we kind of say you're home at this point.
Oh, Ooh. Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Just because it'd be cool, can I catch him at the theater while he's doing the light in the
That's what I was going to
backstage?
suggest.
Yes.
Because generally, I would say this, generally lighting, outside of if they have a crew, and they don't always, but like the lighting people are often there on their own because while they're doing it, you can't be doing anything else really on the set.
Yeah.
Set stuff, they might be doing some stuff here and there. Props are, like, some of those are lonely bits of work that you're kind of doing your own stuff. So.
And probably, unless they have something scheduled, like everybody's going to work today, it's, lighting to get done. Can somebody open the theater for me? Yeah, I'll open the theater. Okay, and then one guy goes and reads a book, and then 3 more people work on whatever they have to work on.
Yep, and so because he works there, he gets used a lot for all this stuff. So yeah, you're doing, he's doing his stuff when you come to the theater.
Excellent.
And I think it'd be fun if Alice was there.
What are we performing? What am I doing?
You're probably if you do like lights and set and stuff, a lot of that's going to happen either when people are away. Like usually, if I leave at night, the lighting person's often like getting the light. If they're getting the lights ready for a show coming up, they stay overnight and kind of or not overnight, they stay for a while and get that stuff.
Either that, or you're like carpentry, like you're in the shop and you're building sets for the next production.
Mm-hmm.
And that they're probably, I know the set people we worked at, we had a problem with tools walking off, so there got to be like, there are 3 people that were handled all the tools, and everybody else like swept the sawdust up, and that was it. And so you're probably one of those 3 people, and you've got your own tool set, and you're building all by yourself because otherwise somebody will make off with your drill bits.
Oh, they tried, but they didn't try again. Things happen when my hammer goes missing.
Well, to be honest, you probably like glamored something so that shit's not found. Because like I said, like, our theater too, we've had a lot of stuff get up and go away.
It got organized.
I might have stole some stuff anyways.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right, so Scar, you
Okay. I'm gonna enter from the darkness, wherever that may be, lighting a cigarette, walking in and going, Mr. Thomas, I presume?
Yeah.
You're a hard
one
man.
of the extras?
Something like that.
Okay.
You're a hard man to find.
Well, usually I'm just right here.
I know.
Who sent you? The director?
No, none of those. Someone wants you to come back home.
What? I need to go home?
Yep.
Something happened?
No, not that home. The other home.
Ah, right. Just let me put my tools away and...
No. I know how you magic types work. You think, oh, it's going to be good. I'll try something funny. Blow something up. Maybe make a run for it. Who doesn't? You work in the theater. These things are weird. But how about we make it easier for both of us? Why don't you just come with me right now, and you don't make me come after you, because I always catch my man.
How about not?
I was really hoping you would say that.
Sorry, man. Gotta earn your pay.
Alice is in a position to hear this as well.
Is Alice going to do anything? Because if not, I'm going to charge the guy and try and restrain him.
So I imagine I'm upstairs and I'm venting at my sword because nobody else gives a shit today.
Fuck you, sword! How dare you cut things!
Yeah, dear sword. Today
like,
I didn't get my thing.
It's like, yeah, and Jasmine is being dumb, and she's got her dumb B-list celebrity boyfriend around. It's so lame. And so then I hear this, and so I'll sneak down. I'm assuming I'm like 3 levels above or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sneak down a level.
Okay, so like onto probably from the grid to like one of the catwalks for like the fly rail system.
Yeah, and let's just say I grab. Let's just say I grab the mask too, and just just in case, throw it on and.
To the Phantom of the Opera mask.
Well, it's not. It's the.
Yeah, the domino mask.
Yeah. And I'll just listen for now.
Okay. So Lloyd, are you charging?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to him, and if he starts running, I'll make him run. But I'm secretly hoping he'll use his powers so I can see it.
Okay. So, and what are you doing to try to stop him, Thomas? Or are you trying to stop him?
Yeah. I'll make a. I'll teleport out, make a illusion replica of myself standing where I was, and run for the exit.
Okay, what you want to do is get your pools together real quick. What I'm going to do while this is happening...
Not just yet.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
As he's about to teleport out and use his illusion, I'm going to spend a plot point and shut down one of those abilities.
Okay. Which one?
Specifically the teleport one. So the minute I sense the teleport going out, I go, no. And I click my fingers, and he stays there, but illusion one still stays. And it shuts it down for the rest of the scene.
And that's for the magic leech?
Yeah.
Okay, so that plot point goes to you, actually. So Leo, you'll get a plot point from that. He'll lose one.
Okay, sweet.
So the teleport will stop, but you still have, like, the illusion and the rest.
Yeah.
And I believe you actually, on those usually, if he rolls a 1, I think you can actually activate that complication and get it back. Or I might be thinking dramatic.
I think I'm thinking dramatic.
I'm not heroic. I think I'm thinking heroic. I'm definitely thinking heroic. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, but you're still gonna do the illusion and try to get away.
Yep.
Okay, so you two can both get your pools for that. We're gonna while that's happening, we're gonna switch real quick over to Jasmine and Bill. So, Jasmine, Bill, how much is Jasmine involved in the magical education of Bill Pullman?
I'm going to leave that up to Jasmine.
Probably she wants to make him work for it. Like, if he asks her any questions, she'll either deflect or give him a useless answer.
Okay, so try
that is, if he actually asks her. If he asks her specifically for magical education. If not, then she's not.
Okay, I said, Bill, you look through you've got stuff from the magic shop quite a bit. Do you try to delve into kind of like bringing powers into yourself through the use of magic?
That's one of the routes.
Okay.
It's not exclusively what I do.
Okay, so we'll say probably to give you guys something here. You've got this? You've heard a little bit of stuff. You found that there's something about Wonderland. Are you trying to magically gain more information about how to get that?
Basically anything that's potentially useful he's interested in.
Okay, I will say, going through some of Jasmine's, or like the books and such you have available, Jasmine, are they just in your place, or are they hidden, or does Bill pull a lot, or does he realize he's not going to get much from you? He's got his own set of stuff.
I'd imagine a lot of what I do isn't book learning. I'm the daughter of one of the personifications of winter, so I'd imagine a lot of my stuff either works or it doesn't. And then book learning is for ancillary stuff, small talents that Faye might have or might not have.
Okay. Okay, so there's definitely some sort of like residual magic from the Fae there. Bill, you're going to learn pretty quick that not only you've got the normal flavor of sort of Jasmine's residual in the area, but Alice brings something of her own along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you experimenting with those?
Oh yeah, I definitely want to get a better read on Alice, see if she's a potential asset.
Okay. And we'll definitely say, since Jasmine, we've got you a bit more kind of aware of your stuff. Like if he's sort of trying to check those auras in your place, you have a chance of actually catching him while he's doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you two want to get some dice pools for that, and then we can get back to the theater.
Okay.
So the theater.
Yeah, can
I'm
you...
pretty much just making up my stats as I go along. I didn't
Yep.
know what you had in mind for the character, so I just made things up. So feel free to change this if you feel like, Tim. Other than that, let's see.
Okay, so you guys want to kind of, if you want to get some of that stuff in there, and because your pool is, we'll be back with you in a second. So at the theater.
Okay. Who starts?
Can I? I have in over my head as a D4. Do I then add that as a die, or can I just take the earn 1 plot point to add trouble, or how does that?
Okay, you can use both. You can use both of those. You can use the D4, and then you can use the plot point for. Pull up yours. So yeah, in overhead means you tend, like right now it means it tends to cause you trouble. Yeah, and then you can earn a plot point and add a D6 to trouble. Oh yeah, when you get into trouble over your head. So essentially,
there's a bounty hunter about.
Yeah, you can kind of go to here and say, like, if you're getting in over your head, get a plot point, and then trouble will go up by a D6.
Okay. And then I roll a D4 too to get a 1. Or possibly get a 1.
Yep, and then so you definitely have, and the rolling, and there's actually one for dramatic rolling. We could put that up a little higher.
Dramatic rolling.
I'm going to put that up at the very top because that's used the most. So dramatic rolling, 1 value, 1 relationship, and if applicable, 1 asset, and 1 of your target's stress values, which he does not have one as of yet. Then the 2 highest. Then by spending plot points, you can add in some more if necessary.
So if I add to trouble and get a plot point, and then use that on my illusion to make create an illusion so real that another character thinks they can see, hear, smell, or even touch.
Mm-hmm.
So I can make like an illusion clone that kind of I go one way and the clone goes another. Well,
it'll be one you'll actually even he'll be able to touch, so he actually could sort of physically fight it. Now, if you do that, what you need to do, if you're basically saying that's what your PowerPoint is for that you can spend, so you want to delete the rest of them. But your illusions can be used without that particular plot point bit. It just means that he'll actually be able to, by you spending a plot point, he can actually, like, he won't go through the illusion. He'll actually be able to touch it, and it will seem real.
Okay. Well, I want that.
Okay, so yeah, you definitely have your relationship with him, one of your values,
yes. Power,
your assets,
my
or then in this
connection
case,
to the hotel. Oh, no, to the theater. I know it like the back of my hand.
Oh, true, yeah. So yeah, those 2 dice, and then it'll use up one of them. And actually,
so I roll 2d4 or just 1 for that.
Actually, no, wait. You roll 2d4 for that.
Yes. Okay.
And actually, you use the D10 for illusion because you roll one of your assets.
Okay, D10.
Unless you can spend a plot point to roll an additional trait. So yeah, so it's basically 1 value, 1 relationship, 1 asset, and then 1 of your target stresses are what you roll.
Okay.
You do a plot point to add in an extra.
Yeah. So if I use my illusion and in over my head, I have to pay a plot point.
Yeah, it's and it's essentially, since you are in trouble over your head, in some respects here, you could say that, which adds a D6 to the pool, which gives you a plot point, which you then could use to add the D4, which can help you, but can also get you another plot point.
Okay.
Which plot
numbers?
Okay. I think I got it. So I get a plot point for making the complication. Do you get the D6 to your pool?
Yeah, so I had the D6 to the trouble pool.
Okay. I use the plot point which I gained to make the illusion super, super real.
Do I get that?
Yeah, in that case, when you spend that one, it would go to Lloyd because it affects him.
Then you get that. And then because I'm using 2 different assets, both illusion and in over my head, I pay 1 point for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I think I have everything, and this is probably gonna be horrible. Okay.
Look at this +10 he's about to roll in my face. I'm like, fuck.
I'm gonna
That's really good.
No. Yeah. 12.
You get another plot point for that D4.
Sweet. They're
But
coming
when
in
you-
and out.
What does the 1 do? When you roll a 1 during a roll, doesn't it give a complication?
It adds to the trouble pool.
Does it not make a complication of the scene?
In this particular one, it adds to the it doesn't in dramatic or in leverage and in heroic, it adds a specific one. This one it adds to the trouble pool, and the trouble pool is used throughout.
Gotcha.
Do
All
you
right.
use the trouble pool?
Yep, and I will be using it soon.
Oh, right.
All right. So yeah, I see 2 of them going apart. I can't tell the difference between the both of them. So instead, I'm going to stand in the middle. I'm going to stretch out my hand. I'm going to try and feel I'm going to try and suck the magic from both of them. Whichever one I suck the magic from the most will be the one I don't need to chase. And that's how I'm going to decide which one's the right one, which one's not.
Okay, gotta catch me first.
Mm-hmm.
And the gingerbread man.
Michael, is it okay if I step in?
Yeah.
If I see that he's running for the door,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna blink outside the door and wait for Thomas.
Okay, are you going to help him out or to help him if he gets through there to...
Yeah, I'm gonna help him escape. Basically.
Okay, so essentially what you would be doing is you'd be rolling, you're aiding. So you would roll, so for aiding, aid to interfere, you roll as normal, and then you give the single highest rolled die to his result.
Okay. So relationship dice with Lee or Thomas plus I'm gonna go with duty because I don't like to see people get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm using the hapless blade power, but that's sort of under luck control in this game.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
So you get that 7, I guess.
So does that add to the 12, or?
Yeah, so what'll happen here, that 7 goes to you. And actually, this is where you can go, like, your reaction would be, so you pull these out here like the other one. You have a 12. He has 18. Can I go against? And he would be able to give you that 7 to help for 19.
Okay.
Which means that in this case you would win. You would win from this as he's going against. And what you can do now, essentially. Actually, let me check one thing real quick. I'm just trying to remember. This is the problem with having several different of the same thing in your head, of almost the same system.
Okay.
Well, technically, he's acting, you're defending. He's going after you, you're defending. He rolled that, you rolled that. I think he then gets another chance to actually beat that.
Yeah, you both keep I think you both keep rolling.
Yeah, contest.
And see who can get higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, and then somebody fails, and then that person that failed to get higher.
Yeah,
so it's usually wise to make sure you say who's attacking, who's defending at the beginning, so then that people know whether or not they're like, oh, I'm definitely going to succeed, or oh, I'm definitely going to fail.
Well, I mean, yeah, I would say in this case, I mean, you're the one acting, you're the one going after him. He's reacting to get away. Mm-hmm. So he beats your reaction. Mm-hmm. So as he goes there, he goes through the door. And Alice is able to help him as you head after him. So you can roll to try to beat that 19.
Okay, yeah, sure, why not? Fuck it, let's give it a shot. Okay, I'm gonna try and beat that 19. He's heading out the door. I won't be able to see him. I've got 2 plot points. I'm gonna spend a plot point to throw in my glory, because no big risk, big reward. Mm-hmm. Because I need to make sure I catch this guy before he runs off again, stupid illusionist. And here we go. So that's an 18 I have. I'm just going to put those out.
And yeah, technically, I'm gonna move these down. These technically, that would have been his reaction total against your action.
No problem. I'm just gonna move it up there. That would have been oh god. That would have been 18, and I'll spend a plot point to add the 5. So it'll be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Okay, so 23 in this case, which means that's what I forgot to check. How much did he win that last one by? Was it just a couple points?
By 1 point.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you don't because like if you get above 5, you can actually stress someone out.
Yeah, but only if he loses.
Yeah, but if you end up losing. So yeah, so in this case, you guys you hit the door, head out of it, and I would say so you see Alice out there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you hit the door, he rolled high enough that he's actually able to follow. Like you hear something, so like you hear the door slam shut, Lloyd. So you run out the door after them.
Got it.
Okay, so you pop out the door now. Alice and Thomas, what are you doing?
I don't know because my dang powers are different now. I don't like they are. It's like I have blink in the other game, and that's probably what I was gonna do.
If we want to alter like stuff on your sheet a little bit, so you have
I was gonna
if you like teleport's more important, and you want to kind of switch those around, that's fine.
No, it's fine. I'll just work with it. I mean, I'm probably gonna try to use luck power to like, I don't know, make sure it's garbage day and like a garbage truck pulls out between us or something.
Day.
It's garbage day.
Time to take out the trash.
Have you guys seen that?
That's probably what I would.
Okay.
So what you want to do is see if you guys can beat what he had.
Oh, crap.
Okay.
Alright, so 1D. I think I'm gonna change my tactic a little.
Mm-hmm.
I was using duty. I think I'm using glory now. It's like that jerk just walked into my house and tried to steal somebody. That's my house. So I can't have that.
Okay. So basically, when I hear the door open, I'm gonna fling a lightning bolt in its face.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll give yourself a plot point. I'll take that D8.
And plus, look at how many plot points you have.
I'm winning. I'm winning something.
I'm winning in plot points.
So yeah, what you do here is, and I said so. Alice, you're giving. I'll also take that D8.
Yeah, I'm male. I'm clearly male. Like you have to. You're gonna have to watch out. Bring up my gun to shoot you, like Indiana Jones. Okay. So I have 13 all in all.
Mm-hmm.
Against 23.
Yeah, then Alice, you gave. Oh yeah, that rolled low enough. Yeah, so in this case, you are not going to be able to beat him here.
Nope.
Yep. So you rolled dice late on the line. Given. Yeah. So in this case, you are. It's possible for you since it's more than 5
to stress them out of the scene.
Yeah, and that is your choice if that's what you want to do.
Before I do it, I have a question to ask.
Yeah.
What happens to Alice because she didn't interfere to try and help him and aid?
In aiding.
Mm-hmm.
I would say in this one, I mean, interfering is when you are directly standing. Because how are you trying to? Remind me, Alice. How are you trying to aid Thomas?
I was trying to help him get away by using luck powers, I guess.
Okay, yeah, yeah. And in this case, she's not directly interfering so much as aiding. Interfering, then she can basically take the stress instead. But in this case, she's just helping, and because it's using luck power, it wouldn't make sense for you to take her out with that as well.
No problem. I would very much like to stress them out the scene because it's more dramatic that way. But I'd like it to be that they end up whatever happens to him is bad, but he gets away.
So
Yeah.
you blast me into the garbage truck.
Actually, you know what? That works. You shoot the lightning at me. I see the lightning coming. I panic. I reach up my hand. I catch it. It runs through me, but I need to lose as soon as I can, and I just blast it back at you, and you go flying somewhere.
And then can I blink him out?
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's essentially that become the stressing him out of the scene so that he's like gone and elsewhere now.
Yeah, he's stressed out, but he didn't give in, so you don't get what you want either.
Yeah.
Everybody
But I'm
leaves
okay.
unhappy.
Everybody leaves unhappy. So even though I stress him out of the scene, he gets away, but I pretty much do a lot of damage to him, which I'm about to roll now. So take a D10 physical stress.
Wheat, I guess.
And I stand over the crater and I shake my head like, I knew I shouldn't have done that. That was a terrible idea.
Oh, is it like you destroyed him?
Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake.
Okay, which will leave you and Alice out in the back. So we'll go back real quick to Jasmine and Bill.
Yes. What are we doing?
Okay. So if Bill is sort of trying to check out your essence, there's a possibility you will discover he's doing this.
Right. Okay.
So I figure power and relationship.
Yeah, power relationship, and then if you have any like magical legacy or any of those kind of things, if you want to put those on there, can help.
Yeah, I probably should do that because that's what he's about. Let's make him about average. So let's get him at a D6.
I don't really see myself using power for this. What value should I be using here? I don't know.
Truth might be part of it. It could also be. I'm trying to think what would make sense for you. I mean, I can see a thing with truth or power. I mean, how much with truth being a mortal concern, it sounds like she's maybe not as good, or at least the power would suggest she's maybe not as good at making sure she's not caught as she maybe wants to, or.
Yeah, okay. And then Bill Pullman. And then Clipper. Yeah, because I don't think being actual ice magic would actually help at all. Ha! I got a 4 on the D4 and a 1 on the... Oh my.
Yeah,
So
but that's our
give yourself a plot point.
Should I do the same? I've got a 1 on the D12.
Oh yes, please do that.
How do I increase this number here?
Just draw from the pile. It's the stack of cards.
Yeah, and then what do I click to draw it?
You hover over it. There's a draw link.
Yeah, or you should just be able to just grab and pull. Okay, so essentially we got a 12 against a 9.
What?
Because yeah, the action total be that. Reaction would be the 9 fail to it. As you are, I'm sorry.
There's a strange black box has popped up, and I can't get it to go away. It says plot points, all or by deck, and I have 3 little icons here. A kick, a bam, and a swipe.
You just opened up your plot point pool, so you should be able to just.
I don't see a close
click
button
the
though.
plot points button
Yeah, click the events
on your name, and it should close.
It's not closing. This is frustrating. There. Okay. So, how do I increase this from a 3 to a 4 then? Oh, I draw from this
Mm-hmm.
here. That's what I did wrong. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, in this case, yeah,
Can
not. Mhm.
Do I necessarily have to resist? Can I just give in?
Yeah, that's the only you can allow him to find that if you want.
Yeah. I don't think she's not secretive in that way. If he wants to find something, he'll probably be able to find it.
Okay. Yeah. So in that case, yeah, if you ever wanted to, like, you're able to give in immediately before you roll the dice.
Mm,
You're able to go
my
ahead.
mistake.
But yeah, so just don't keep in mind for the future. If you're ever like, I wouldn't necessarily fight against that one, you can just go ahead and give in. Yeah. So.
What happens when you give in?
They get what they want.
Yeah, reactive player can give in for free. So you kind of like basically just discovers the some of the residue from them without getting caught, because some of it does tie back to her essence, in particular being a creature born of the Fae. But as you do that, you start to feel a little bit of almost like a magical rumbling that's not terribly far.
Jasmine or Bill?
Bill, when you're doing this, where would Jasmine be at? Is she home, or is she asleep in the next room, or is she elsewhere?
That depends. Like, have I ever had the feeling that she didn't want me poking around her bookshelves and stuff, or because I see no reason to be clandestine about it if she never gave the indication that, like, no, don't go looking at my stuff.
Someone wouldn't. Yeah, I mean.
Well, it'd probably be the
I mean, am I
basic privacy expectations for any relationship.
Yeah, so I'm being
come
casual
up.
about it. I'm just poking around, It's well, let's say it's the next morning. I got up a little bit before her.
Mm. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So she's like asleep in the next room, and as you're sort of checking out, you kind of this little bit of a rumble,
and
there's a moment where you're just like, oh, that seems problematic.
Like a rumble of something moving, or rumble as in some sort of
you
vibration?
found a secret door in my library.
Well, I would say that this is a little more close to T-Rex and Jurassic Park rumble.
Honey, did you feel that?
Yes, the earth moved for me too. What is it? I was napping.
I'm sorry, just something funny happened. I'm gonna check it out, okay?
You do that.
And
do you want me to come with you?
No, you're still resting. I'm sorry to disturb you. I'll take a look. I'll let you know if I need you.
You do that.
And you'll proceed to poke around a bit more.
Okay.
Find out what's going on.
Yeah, about this point, as you're sort of looking around, just I'm probably trying to discover like what's actually happening. You hear a very, very soft voice. Yeah, that was here. She came this way. The Alice was here. The Alice was here.
Hey, honey, does Alice hang out with a rough crowd or something?
You could say that. What's going on?
I'm not quite sure. I don't see him, but I think I overhear some punks looking for her.
Where?
You kind of try to follow it, and you hear them something again, sort of talking. It seems to be from in the walls.
Well, let's just say you've got talking rats that are looking for Alice.
Are you sure they're rats?
No, but let's just say that where the sound seems to be coming from, suggests rats or something of a similar nature.
Okay. I walk up to where he is. What am I looking at? Is it part of the wall, or?
Yeah, it's sort of behind the wall a bit. It's in there, and you kind of hear like in here.
I don't have time for this, little mice. Come out before I send in the cat.
And there's just a cat. We can take a cat. Don't be afraid. It's gonna be fine. Let's-
5,
I'm sorry.
4, 3, 2, 1. And then I put my hand nearest to them and start forcing power through the wall at them.
Okay.
By the way, when she started counting down, I went to go make some coffee because something tells me she's going to want some.
Okay.
Good plan.
Okay. So you're basically doing an attack through the wall for them. You said.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll. You can kind of hear where they were at.
There we go. Power, and they're going after Alice, so roll Alice's relationship. And magic, because I'm doing magic. And that's probably it. No extras or locations to help me.
Okay.
Not so hot.
Okay, and
My goal here is to either hurt them or intimidate them into coming out.
okay. So as you do it, and you were describe for me again. I was double checking something in the rules. Describe for me again what it is you did.
I know where they are, so I'm cooling the area down by a precipitous amount.
Okay. Like you're.
If they're not damaged, they're going to be really uncomfortably cold, really fast, and hopefully intimidated by that.
Okay, so you hear ISIS, 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 and then the extra use the trouble pool, which for them would be this for that, and then there is an explosion out of the wall, and you see a small, rather well-dressed mouse with a monocle and a little top hat. Comes forth and is like right at you with a huge amount of force. There's another one shivering back behind it. Now, what was your total?
8, it looks like.
Okay, so an 8 in this case, it's got the 7 for its. Along with that, I'm not going to have it stress you out in this case, because in here I don't necessarily. And it's also not going to do physical damage in here. But as it comes, it's almost going to be more fear in this point, because there's something around it like a huge amount of power seems to have been built up along with it. They built the shit out of the trouble pool. Is what they did.
Sorry.
Okay, and as I recall, with that one.
I can activate it for something?
Yeah, the opportunity is to move a die of that size from the trouble pool. Yeah, so in that case, does that spend you a plot point?
Yeah, I think I'll spend a plot point to do it.
Yeah, if you want to spend a plot point, you can. That'll be in that case. It would only be a.
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, a D4 from the
Yeah.
It's not going to stress you out, but instead, the highest one here is 11. So you have a D12 afraid. As it like smashes through, it gets right in your face and goes. Wah! And inside of it, though, there's a huge amount of power that feels like it should not have come directly through. Like there's been something that sort of ripped at the fabric, perhaps. And I'll say,
Would
Bill,
the
you hear this from the next room.
12 afraid?
Yep.
Alright.
Not right away, but Bill Pullman's going to come charging out with a full pot of coffee.
Okay.
Can you say improvised weapon, boys and girls?
Improvised weapon, boys and girls.
There you go.
So, I lost that exchange, and I sort of pick myself up and dust myself off. Try to... Who are you? What are you doing here? And why can't you use the god's damn door?
Okay. Kind of runs up. The other one makes its way down. It's just like, Alice, we're looking for Alice. Have you seen the Alice?
I have.
Where is she? They're coming. They're coming for her.
Why should I tell you?
Because I asked. We cannot find the Alice. We cannot help the Alice. If the Alice is not helped, they will take her. They will take her back.
And what do you propose to do about it, little dormouse? Wall mouse?
Looks a moment. I'm a dormouse.
Then why were you in the walls?
Starts looking around for a door. There should be a door. I will help Alice through the door.
You'll do no such thing.
Okay, let's head back real quick. We now have Alice and Peter. Scar are in the alley.
He's away at the moment.
Yeah, Lloyd stepped away.
Oh, never mind.
Wait, why am I in the alley?
Well, I would say because like you had blinked out there, and
Yeah.
he came through and then helped with the.
Mhm.
So basically, he got this is like right after he got stressed out. You blinked him away, and
Oh, I'd left. I would have left too. Like I was.
both of you blinked out.
Yeah, I thought
Okay.
that would be the next scene. Is
Okay.
Okay.
So I'd say the dormouse at this point, I think.
So it's Alice and me then, who are somewhere away.
Mhm. Yeah, you guys will appear somewhere, and Joe's actually may be able to help you have a scene to help you with your with the stress you took.
How about my stress?
Well, vice versa.
Let's talk about that.
You can help each other.
Okay.
So the dormouse is kind of backs up a little bit. It's like, she's not here. She's somewhere else. And then you see the other ones, who's a little colder, is starting to move more directly towards the door. And Bill, you see these two talking mice.
And you have a pot of coffee.
Okay, now. Do I need to get some small cups?
They very rudely burst through the walls. I don't particularly feel like playing hostess to them.
She freezed us! She freezed us! The other one leaps up to the doorknob and just goes.
She does that when she's mad. It's kind of sexy.
And is not able to open the door as of yet.
And I just reach up and put the deadbolt back into place.
It just goes. Oh.
Why don't we talk a little bit more, Dormouse?
If you cannot help us, we will leave.
Mm-hmm. What precisely do you want to help with?
To find the Alice. To tell her.
That you want to help her? Good. What do you want to help her with?
They're searching for her. Old Father William is coming.
Ah. I heard something similar. How are you going how are you going to help her against old Father William?
We know things. We know things scared you. We did scared you. The other one's still going. Just trying to do a pull up essentially to try to get up on top of the doorknob so we can reach the bolt. Just feet kicking at the air.
Yep. I really don't like you, little dormouse. Do you know why?
Why? I'm delightful.
Bill Pullman's gonna hand her a cup of coffee. Here, dear, maybe this will improve your mood a bit.
Thank you.
Tea? Tea?
Coffee. I don't know if you like that.
No, Americans, they're coffee.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to help, and knowing you little bastards, you're going to help no matter what I have to say about it. So how about I make you a deal?
At that point, the other one has pulled itself up onto the doorknob and it kind of reaches up to unclick the deadbolt.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to make a deal, little dormouse?
What's your deal? Say it quick.
I'll tell you where to find Alice if you agree that you'll help her the way she wants to be helped.
Of course, of course. And then the other mouse sort of falls back onto the doorknob and once again is trying to go.
And the way she wants to be helped includes no help at all. Do you understand?
We're not Alice. You cannot speak for the Alice.
I don't claim to, but you can't speak for her either.
If no one can speak for her, how is she hurt?
I think Alice can speak for Alice.
Exactly.
Kind
Do
of looks
we have an
over.
agreement?
Scampers over, looks up at Bill Pullman. He goes, yes. When we talk to Alice, she will tell us what she wants. You do not know.
And you're agreeing to abide by what she says?
Of course. We are friends. We are friends of the Alice.
And you won't help her against her will?
No. But what if she does not know what she needs?
That's why I said...
You didn't offer her what she needed. You offered her help. That's different.
Wise. You hear a little bit of the door. The other one finally starts to get the door a little bit undone. It's now starting to try to keep it there and then swing back and forth to actually pull the door out from the frame a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, good. So you'll help her only how she wants to be helped. Very good. Let me get the door for you. And I take him off the doorknob, and set him down, and open the door.
Okay.
Try the theater.
The theater! Kind of heads down and you hear them at the bottom of the steps. What theater? Any theaters. We'll find it. And they kind of dig a small hole through a wall.
Well, that was interesting.
That was distressing.
How so? They seemed harmless enough.
They should come through doors, and very rarely mirrors.
Oh, sweetie, if the world ran on should, it'd be a very different place.
So, Scar, your quarry has disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
You're now alone back behind the theater.
I sigh. I'm like, back to the drawing board. I hate it when they run. This is the worst. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna pull up, like lean on the destroyed garbage disposal and light a cigarette.
Do you light it on like the little fire that's on the?
Yeah, definitely. Like, just relax for a minute. and then I'll continue the search. I'll give him a head start, maybe in like an hour, so he can catch up to, maybe like 15 minutes, so he can catch up to himself.
Yeah. One of the problems you have
Wherever-
right now is you don't know where they went since they were teleported.
I know. I'll just have to try and track it down again from the beginning. I know where he lives, so I might start stalking there, see if I can't spot him from that.
Okay.
But once you've lost a quarry from teleportation, there's nothing you can do. You can't just like I can try and magic it,
Mhm.
but it'll be too difficult to figure out from there. It's easier if I just wait for him at home
Okay.
and see what he does from that side. So I know where he lives. I'll try and find that instead.
And we are now in a good place, real quick, for stress relief, because we have some people with stress. We have two pairs of people together who might be able to help them with what they've got. So you can't help your friends. You can name the stress that you want. Like you have a scene. You can name the stress you want to heal as normal. They roll all of their stress that they have, not just the one they want to heal. If you beat that result, you heal their stress completely, and they add that die rating to their growth pool.
What do you roll against it?
So what happens is you're rolling like the same thing you'd normally roll, like relationships, blah blah blah. Like, basically, like however you're trying to help them in the role playing, and then they roll all the stress they have. Now, right now, you guys are only, I think, at 1 stress each.
Yeah.
So I mean, right now you're going against like a D12 or a D10 or whatever those are, against multiple dice from someone else.
Okay.
So give me just a second. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick, and then we'll do those scenes. At this point, I think we pretty much have seen. You'll see sort of how things work, and then we'll see where each of these characters are going to go from here real quick. So I'll be right back.
Damn, I wish I'd taken a break before I took my break. Bastard. Sorry, Leo, for hitting you with that stress, but it makes me feel any better. I intentionally didn't get rid of the illusion because I thought it would be cooler to get rid of your teleport.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I knew illusion like your main. I was like, no, I want to keep the illusion.
Yeah, made much more sense.
Wait, much more sense. I'm like, no, don't teleport. Keep the illusion. Stay where you are. I can break through that. I'll just beat the shit out of you. It's fine.
But it was too real. I was too real for you.
You were too. No, you went too real. Someone else was.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Alice saved my neck there.
Which I thought was
That's for sure.
perfect. I like that. I like the whole. Actually, someone's gonna tell me to help you. I'm like, oh, cool, sweet. It made more sense, thematically and dramatically wise.
Yeah.
Also, I like playing villains. They're fun.
I think you just did it to have an excuse to smoke on screen.
That too.
Oh yeah, the very next time Daniel comes into the theater, he's gonna be on a rampage. Who was smoking in my theater?
You see Peter slowly inch away to the door.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
new announcement. If you see anybody smoking, you have my permission to smack them in the face and then throw them out of my theater.
Yeah. Smack them with a 2x4.
Well, at least he didn't ash into some paint thinner.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me. Next time I'm in there. Be lucky I need you alive.
Yeah. It's much more fun if my character lives a bit longer.
Okay, so second session, I'm dead. Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
I'll just
that
play.
was
I'll
great.
just play someone else.
Thanks. It's like 50 characters. I'll just pick one. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so we're probably at the point where we have like the groups that are actually played, and a lot of them will just remain sort of features.
Mhm.
Okay. Did you want to do some stress relief?
Oh yeah. That's.
Nah, you'll be fine. You don't need it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. All right, it's cool. It's cool.
I have a question.
Yes.
One of the powers I took was healing,
Mhm.
and the way I wrote it is I could take care of my own stress.
Mhm.
But you're saying that's not possible?
Oh,
It cost me a plot point.
yeah. I mean, healing does like powers like healing, and I'm gonna look it up real quick. Will break those rules because I mean they're powers, so they let you do those kind of stuff.
Okay.
Right here. Yeah, you can heal physical or mental trauma inflicted on others, sometimes just a touch. And then you can do remove another. Oh yeah, what do we actually have for yours?
I was just making sure I wasn't breaking the rules. That's all.
No, it's the nature of it. So spend 1 plot point to recover your own or another physical stress, or step back your own or another's physical trauma. Oh, you know what? That's from. Oh,
Trauma
I'm
is
looking at.
different from
I'm
stress.
looking at. Yeah, I'm looking at heroic. I'm about to say trauma's not in this one.
Oh, I probably wrote it as a combo because that was I might have took that one from something.
Yeah, one of the things it does, it's a little bit different in dramatic because essentially, you can recover another character's angry or exhausted, or they're afraid or insecure. Yeah, the way healing works in this one, heal physical or mental trauma inflicted on others. Curing physical wounds might end in you getting the stress in place of the role. In place of the role, this ability is died in a situation that calls upon your restorative talents. You basically can roll that to help with it, or you can spend a plot point, depending on which one you have, which one of the special abilities that you have.
I don't know because it looks like I've jacked it all up now from what you're telling me. So I don't know. Do I have to be on the Smallville book to figure this out?
Yeah, right now I'm looking at the Smallville stuff with healing because one of the things, the stress in here, unlike for heroic, is also experience, and it's a vital sort of part of experience. Like you kind of want to end up having a number of different stresses can be useful, or at least more than one. Yeah, so essentially what you do is you go ahead and roll the healing along with your along with in the recovery scene. And it was like you can also do it when it's not in a recovery scene too.
Okay, I guess I'll leave it as it is because I'm not sure. I can't get to the book fast enough, I guess is what I'll say.
Okay. Because yeah, I think. Yeah, I think your luck. I think your luck control and your healing are both taken. I think from heroic. So essentially, though, you can use your healing die to help him recover.
All right. Well, since my powers are all jacked up, I'll just leave it off. That's fine.
Why would I mean? Just, if you roll that d6, if you guys. So, what die code are you at, Thomas?
I'm a 10 in injured. Right?
Yeah, I mean, but what's the actual die?
A D10.
D10.
Oh, d10. Okay.
D10 injured. Yeah.
Okay, so you show up. He's been hurt, but not terribly badly. Where do you teleport the two of you to? Where do you blink to?
The top of a dormitory in Seattle University.
Okay. So suddenly Scar is gone, and the two of you are fairly high up.
That hurt.
Well, of course it hurt, you stupid boy. You're playing with stuff you should know how to play with.
Come on. You gotta admit, lightning's cool.
How do I say this correctly? Every time you do that, an angel loses his wings? Something like that. That's the best I can kind of equate it to.
That just makes it doubly cool.
No, it does. Not if you're...
Yeah, angel. Like I have the power of angels.
No, it's not that you have a... Like, okay, so...
They fear my lightning. Come on.
You're hurting things by doing it. You're using up resources. You're doing bad things.
Damn, there's a hole in my overalls. Damn. No.
Well,
What were you saying?
Hold still.
Oh.
Let's see what I can do. Alright, so we will roll. Because I don't like to see people get hurt. So he's got to roll his D10 versus my dice.
Yeah, so you roll your pool just against his d10 as
Okay.
you lay on hands to heal.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what I do. No, that's not what I did. I'm in the wrong thing. so dumb.
Woohoo! So what happened?
Thank God. Thank
Oh
God
my
for
god,
that.
you almost failed that. Okay, that's impressive.
Okay, so in this case, you're able to heal him.
Mhm.
Lay on hands, heal as you're talking.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
his stress die will go away, and that goes into your growth pool. So Thomas will get that into his growth pool. And you still have your insecure.
Does it downgrade or is it gone?
It disappears entirely. It goes from your thing into your growth pool.
What if
Well,
you What if you have get lower stress if you have a D10? What happens? Does it bump up or does it just not matter?
If you do what?
If
If
I'm
he had a
injured for
D10
10,
and then he got injured again, does that D10 become a D12 or does he have a D10 and a D6 that need to be healed?
D10 becomes a D12.
okay, and that's like the limit.
Mhm.
So if I get more damage,
If you get above that, you get stressed out.
okay, so disappear from the scene.
Mhm.
Okay.
I am wearing my mask, and so I put my hands on the wound, and it gets better. And I said, well, I'm really glad I could do something right today because I have just been a giant mess up for the last 2 days. Thank goodness.
Well, you did two good things. I mean, you saved me and healed me. Come on, don't be so hard on yourself.
People got hurt because of me. People might have. I think somebody died. It's
Well,
not good.
People die all the time, and people get hurt walking down the street. I mean, they stub their toe and step on things. I mean, that's just life. Gotta embrace it. Don't let it get you down.
Yeah. Okay.
You gotta throw
well,
some lightning at it. See what happens. I got a bounty hunter after me. Come on.
So I gotta roll my stress die.
Okay. I'm.
Oh, a D12. That's hot.
You roll like a 1, you'll be fine.
Or should I have waited? I'm sorry. I
It's
probably
fine.
should have waited.
It doesn't matter because this one doesn't matter. And generally, I mean, it does as long as we know who is going first, or who's the action, who's the reaction. This one, it's just them against your stress.
Well.
Okay.
Do I get a point for that?
I double check. I don't think you actually in the recovery scenes. I don't think those
Because
you count
then
ones.
you get another trouble die.
Yeah, I don't think you actually count ones. And right now, we'll say
Okay,
no in this
okay.
one.
Okay.
Leo, you're not allowed to roll dice again. Just stop. Stop rolling dice, Leo. Pretty much the doom pool is big because of just you by yourself.
Hey, who came after me? Come on. I would just talk to you and stuff, but no, you have to go. Go all. I have a cool hat and a coat, and I'm smoking.
I'm a bounty hunter. I'm supposed to be evil and mysterious. And 90s. I need to be 90s. It's very important. I'm 90s.
I'm sorry, but I would much rather play a bounty hunter who looked like Wilford Brimley.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? You had your chance.
Yeah, that's true. I was seduced by Bill Pullman.
That's going on the soundboard.
Gonna roll my diabetes against you.
The one thing that can beat my rascal scooter powers. Stairs.
Damn it.
He just has a power set in heroic called just Cocoon. Remember that movie I was in the 80s?
Well, I guess I appreciate that. It's nice to get compliments.
Yeah. No sweat. So what's your name anyway?
And I check to make sure my mask is on. It's like, I haven't come up with any that stick. What do you think of Feywild? Do you like that?
Feywild?
Yeah, like cool spelling, like FAEWYLD, because I'm edgy. Does that work?
Yeah, but you have to write it down and stuff. Are you gonna like make it appear in like letters like this, and I kind of make a like the name kind of spelled out over her head in like pink glittery?
No, you need to stop doing that. What?
What?
Like, what's so? You hurt magic every time you use it.
Oh, well.
It's like filling the car up with gas. You're using a finite resource.
Oh yeah, but I have like a hookup.
So you have a hookup, okay?
Yeah, I take some from a place that has enough. I don't know.
Even though, okay, so let's assume you're right. You probably still shouldn't use it to impress girls. I'm just saying.
Well, what else am I gonna do with it? Come on.
I tell people.
Oh yeah, I run up to a good-looking girl and say, "Hey, I can do magic," and then what? Do a card trick? That's just lame.
I mean, I don't think you need tricks. I think you got a lot going on. So I'm using my shameless flirt. Does that work, Michael?
Mm-hmm. What are you trying to
do? We're picking up dice. It's serious now.
Oh.
No, no.
No, I don't suck. No, you suck. No, I don't suck. Fuck it, let's roll.
Yeah.
I want to inflict horny stress on him. Can I do that?
And then never mind. You're right. If I have to pick up dice, that's what I'd be using that for. So
Yeah.
no. I'm
Yeah.
good.
What are you doing?
I'm attracted,
Alice, no. Alice, do it. Alice, no.
Yeah.
Alice, go for
Do
it.
it. Commit.
Take it.
I don't
Commit to the
wanna-
fucking thing.
I don't.
Commit to the flirt. Commit to the game.
Remember,
This
when you hurt him,
calculating.
you make him stronger.
Exactly.
All right, fuck it. I don't know how this is gonna work.
Okay.
All right. So, well, you have to have a goal.
Yeah, what is you trying to do?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to convince him that listening to me is a good thing, and that listening to me might lead to good things.
Just gonna slide into girlfriend straight up.
No, not really. Yeah, kinda. All right. So, grab that dice. Love D10. Leo D8. And shameless flirt D4.
Wait, is this something that Thomas would be resisting?
Thomas,
I'm not gonna let a girl just dictate my life straight up. Come on.
If you want to figure out your dice pool real quick, let's get back over to let's get back over to see how Jasmine and Bill are doing. Okay, you two are the mice have left. You are still a little bit freaked out. Actually, very, very freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
There was something. Let's say something more is happening than has happened before. Like the magic is getting stronger in unusual ways.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see you be rattled, or are you the original Ice Queen and it's hard to read?
Depends on how long you've been around. I'd imagine that I am hard to read, but yeah, it's there on my sheet, so yeah, I am rattled.
Hey, I know I'm not in your world and everything, but you seem to be a little more upset than a group of mice coming out the walls kind of justifies.
Oh,
Why don't
pause
you have
for,
us- Okay.
sorry, pause for half a second. If everyone else, once you get your dice pool finished, if you do me a favor, they'll actually help me bring a few more things in. If you could look over the sheets and spend at least a couple on extras, or like if you've got new relationships. Because I realize right now, with the mix I have, I don't have a lot of other people to pull off of. Because like, we kind of got some of the rules we bounced together. I want to try to bring in some other stuff. It'll help if I have a few others particularly for Peter, Bill, and Jasmine. Granted, Bill and Jasmine, you're working on this right now. But if you can kind of think of some to create some like new extras or places that can help pull in other things besides just y'all right now. Okay?
Okay. It's
Yeah, I'm
They
sorry,
shouldn't
I'm interrupted. Sorry.
they shouldn't be that powerful. There are. It doesn't. They aren't changeable the way mortal magic is. There are contracts. There are rules. There is a way things are done, and they've broken all of it. It's not. It's not just that. It's not just their abominable rudeness. It's that they were able to act that way.
Well, sweetie, maybe they weren't the ones that broke it. Maybe something else has broken the contracts. And they're just simply a symptom, not the cause.
Hmm.
What
You're
do you say we make that coffee a little Irish? Sounds like it's one of those days.
Yes. Let's do that.
And Bill's gonna go get her a fresh cup with a little bit of extra something in it, and hopefully this will take some of the stress off. Do you want me to roll?
Mm-hmm.
So
against hers.
I don't suppose I can get a temporary asset out of spiked coffee.
A plot point for a d6.
Yeah, I'll do that. I got plenty of plot points. Alright, so let's look at that character sheet and see what applies. Let's go off of love and Jasmine and the coffee. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Love, Jasmine, and Coffee. A new film by
Favorite
P.C.
mix.
Anderson. Oh, Alice, you want to make a note in the growth pool of the die you got rid of?
Drag a d12 into the growth pool.
2. Success.
Okay, it sounds like that was a pretty good cup of Irish coffee to help chill. There's, oh,
It was the coffee, but I like to think that it was more that Bill Pullman was being, not super weird magical dormice crap.
mhm.
We get to deal with a human that has the human problems with the human coffee, and dormice are farther away.
That and Bill Pullman speaks the sense.
Okay, yeah, so you get to relax a little bit. Peter, you go through like the records at the theater to find out where Thomas lives. What?
Sorry, I was thinking. Yeah, I'll go find his office there, see if he's got any details I can use or
Okay.
anything else like that. Try and find out where he lives so I can track him down from there.
Okay. I'll say.
Actually, ooh, that's a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna use my villainous reputation again. I can add a D8 to the trouble pool to gain a 2D8 extra for the rest of the scene.
Mhm.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a D8 trouble to it, and I'm gonna summon these mystical dogs, like 4 of them, these small little pets, and I'm gonna look at him and go find him, and I'm gonna scatter across the city looking for him.
Okay.
But first, like I'll go to like something he touched or something like that, like the crater he was in.
Mhm.
They're gonna sniff around it. I'm gonna go find him. I'm gonna split apart and go look for him. 'Cause that's far more villainous. While I go back and find his location of house.
Mhm.
Summon 4 chihuahuas and make them look for it.
Yeah. Like 4 poodles are like just running off like wee.
No, miniature dachshunds of doom.
Oh, yeah.
Those sausage dogs.
With like
That's like woodland.
mohawks. Yeah.
So yeah, the dog's gonna track him physically while I look up where his location is from the theater.
Okay.
Am I playing the villain thing enough, guys? I'm really trying the whole bounty hunter villain thing. I'm hoping it's working.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so you want to make your roll, and he would be the one resisting.
No problem.
And so Thomas, you would be the one doing the reaction against that.
All right, so I'll be a duty again. 1d8 plus 1d8 for Thomas plus business reputation. And that's all the dice I can. Oh, yeah, and the extra. Come on, Lloyd, don't fail me now. I think I got him.
16, I'll say.
But I rolled a 1. Yay!
Get another.
I'm helping, guys. I'm helping.
Okay, and have other people gone through and added a couple like extras, other stuff, or other relationships that are new?
I still have to come up with more relationships, but I'm saving my points for putting relationships up. I've got like 10 points left. I'm gonna at least spend 5 of those relationships if I boost up my powers.
13 against 16.
Is there anything you want more? Locations or extras or what?
Well, what I'm realizing now, and this is just sort of the way Smallville works. Right now, I have 2 characters that are heavily connected to a bunch of different stuff, but then I've got 3 that are not, that have got some connections, but there's just not as many. I think it may have been partly because of the amount of ones that were in there. There actually ended up being less connections because I think they were more connected on the on a regular map, and I could double check some of the other ones for that. So part of it, because I mean, part of it for right now to keep you guys specifically involved in this, so that we can actually get.
Well, who are you worried about? We can focus on stuff for them.
Well, mostly, it's less so right now, Alice and Thomas. But I'm realizing trying to pull some other stuff in for Peter, Bill, and Jasmine. Since they have less connections, one of the things I want to kind of try to pull in are some things that would be connections to them. So it's useful if you've got some other either extras, or if you want to put someone down as like a relationship, this is someone who is important to them. Like kind of create some more of those connections helps me sort of put them, because I want to also make sure these particular ones aren't necessarily only you guys together. Though I mean, granted, there's a lot we can do with sort of people kind of going against here, but like right now. Like with Bill, there's a way I kind of want to know more about trying to pull his villain side out a little bit, or adding like the fact that he's doing this stuff, but I'm not quite sure what else he's going to be tied into, because he's got some ties already on that thing, but a few of them were with people that were I was looking at for if we also had Gabriel. That was going to pull more in, which I still can. But I was sort of trying to look for some ways to pull them in. If you guys come up with some other people and such, it does kind of help give me an idea of things that they'll be invested in that I can kind of bring them into.
Okay, I've already got one for you, and I think I can get at least another one for you.
Okay, so the dogs. What exactly does your power do?
It's just an extra to find them. All it does is just I make an extra, and the extra goes to find them. So that's what the dogs do.
Okay.
They're just going to go look for them.
Okay,
They're
so
not going to attack or do anything special. They're just going to go look.
Does he hear them or something? Is it like a wild hunt type thing? They're not coming after him, but he hears them, sees them, or they just sniff him out?
Yeah, you could probably see them if he wants. I mean, they're not going to try and hide. They're just going to be dogs walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they walk around like normal ones, or are they leaping around like more magical?
Because I'm from a different dimension, they're leaping around more magical.
Okay. So yeah, while you two are talking up on the top of the library, you see, what do these dogs look like?
It's 90s. Think 90s. Black, sleek, red eye, smoke coming from the back.
Okay. And you see them sort of like jumping up through some of the rooftops, and at one point, looking like in the direction you're at, these dogs are clearly magical and not normal.
Okay. What about the Alice Thomas thing that we had before? Were we supposed to roll that?
Oh yeah, you had something to roll before. Yeah, we'll do that before, then the dogs will appear.
Okay. So I'm defending against her trying to, like, change my mind. Or...
Yeah, go for it. Do it.
Okay.
I believe in you.
So Alice and Thomason both roll.
I'm gathering here. Alright, so I'm using Shameless Flirt, so I'm going to give myself a plot point, add a d6 to the Doom Pool. So why not?
Guys, please stop. I mean,
Add to what to the
hey, you added to trouble just like 3 seconds ago to get some to hunt me down. Like,
add to what to the trouble pool?
I'm adding a d6 to the trouble tool.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I don't want that plot point. And I'm challenging my belief I had in Leo, my relationship, because I put reckless, wasteful illusionist, and he's just told me that he's got his own source. So I'm kind of wondering if that's true.
Okay. So with challenging, which when you act against it, you triple the number of dice that you roll, then you immediately step it back for the rest of the episode. Afterwards, you can actually change your values or relationship at the end. So that's one of the things where you get to choose whether you change it. And for the growth pool, oh, that's right. This is somewhere I've actually got a thing where the growth pool is explained well, because that's one thing that the actual layout of all of the Cortex Plus books, actually except for maybe Leverage, is shit.
Oh yeah, that's where they really suffer.
Yeah, it's like there's great ideas, but like trying to I defy you to try to find out what actually goes into the growth pool by reading through the book easily. Yeah, when if you rewrite a challenge value relationship, the die value of that relationship returns to what it was at the beginning. If you keep it unchanged, the drive remains at its step back level of its relationship. You may add the die of the step back level to the growth pool. If it's a value, you step up as many other values. So at the end of it, if you decide to change what you have, you get to add that to the pool. And I believe you actually add that other one to the pool regardless. I thought that was actually something I had on here.
So you add the step down automatically, and then you add the other one if you succeed.
No.
I lost a little bit.
Okay, no. Here, let me find this real quick and double check because I have something that actually has it a little better spelled out. Yeah, so you're challenging us. We'll step it back for the rest.
I got that.
So go ahead and make your roll, and then he can make his.
All right.
I made mine. It was interesting. Whoa, that's good.
That's a lot of ones. All right.
Guys, seriously, could we stop the ones?
My D4 became a 1. That's exactly what I wanted.
The dice gods
knew of
want
this.
drama.
Yeah, we don't know what
I'm
we're
gonna
doing.
make it worse. I'm gonna spend a plot point to bring in an extra dice. So we're really gonna crush you.
The whip's coming out. It's like, behave. Stop recklessly using magic.
Yeah. Maybe I'm not in the right spot. Maybe I'm zoomed too far in. Yeah, I am. All right. Can I grab them all now? Yes. Sweet. There you go.
Damn. Take that.
That's a D10 effect dice too, by the way.
Oh, the effect is not in this one.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is.
Okay.
So of the two,
Actually, this is what, and I'll say this for right now because I'm almost positive it's what it is. And somewhere I've got it actually, where a place where it's easier to see, and I thought it was in here. So What you do is when you challenge it, you add that to you add your dice to the stress die, the growth pool.
Mhm.
So when you challenge it, if it was what was it?
It was a D8.
A D8. So you add the D8 to the growth pool. If you keep it, if it's a relationship, if you keep it stepped down, because it'll be D6 for the rest of the episode. If you keep it stepped down, at that point, what happens is you get to add that other one to it as well. It stays down, and then you can, but you keep it at D6. Otherwise, if you rewrite it and keep it where it is, it stays. You don't add it a second time.
Okay, so the D8's in there, but if you use it to bring it back to normal, you lose it.
No, you don't lose it. You have a possibility of kind of getting that and then the step down version, I believe.
Oh, so okay, so if I keep the step down, I get a D6 as well.
Yeah, so essentially it is do you rewrite it because you're starting to learn more about them, or do you change it entirely? That's one. I swear to God it was in this thing, but I had that better explained in something that actually went through the growth pool because it's very confusing the way it is in the book because it's all over the place.
Well, I don't think I want to change the die type, but I might want to rewrite it.
Yeah, so like a lot of times what you do is you go through and rewrite it and say, okay, this is what I've learned about you.
Mm-hmm. Take that, Doom Pool.
Okay. And how do those go?
I lose.
This is hard.
So
but didn't he roll first? So doesn't he get a chance to re-roll to try and beat it with his 2d6?
So in this case, I think she was acting and he was resisting.
I was, yes.
Yeah. So in that case, since she was doing the acting and he failed to go of her charms. Now you don't have to give in on there, but you are able to. I mean, you'll probably end up taking some stress there.
Okay.
Which for growth pool stuff is actually useful.
So, if I yield to her, what happens?
Okay, so if you yield,
he rolls again and then uses the highest.
You pay a plot point, but because you yielded, you don't take stress from it.
But you've already rolled, so you can't yield, or you can do.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's one
you can allow you. It costs a plot point to do so.
But if you take the stress, the highest current stress you have is also added to your growth pool at the end. So, like, taking stress for you right now might be a good idea.
Okay, I'll do that.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. Give it to me.
So what do I do now?
Yeah.
So then you just basically hit up on your thing and re-roll the dice you already rolled.
Hit up. Okay. Let's see if that works. Oh, yeah, there you go.
And the highest one in there is a D10. So what kind of stress would that be for him?
What do we got? Afraid, angry, exhausted, insecure, and tired? Is that what those are?
Injured is the last one.
Oh, he's insecure.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, so
D10.
You would take a D10 insecure.
Okay.
Just like, why is everyone beating me today?
But that ends up going into the growth pool as well.
It's like I think you just need to kind of understand that maybe using magic recklessly might have another impact that you don't know yet. You are a babe in the woods.
Okay, you might be right, but illusions don't really eat up that much magical energy, so I don't know. Okay.
Alright, so you probably want to get down, huh?
What's that sound?
I came to get down.
About to jump around.
Do you get that trouble die that he just rolled in this situation as he's giving me grief, or is that like outside of
the trouble pool is used for other stuff.
No, I mean, like he rolled a 1 on the last roll, but that was to give me damage. So
for not for stress. Not when you're rolling for stress, that does not happen.
Okay.
I mean, the doom pool's so low, we need to help it out a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
I mean, granted, it will reset the next time, and before too long, we're going to show you the growth pool. This one's a bit. This is a bit slow, partly showing you guys how this system works.
Okay.
I'm going to write up something before the next one to remind me. I keep getting stuff from Heroic or Leverage stuck in my head at times, and I just make a quick cheat sheet to remind myself: this is dramatic, this is heroic, this is action.
Okay. That's good.
So dogs barking, howling.
Dude,
Um,
what are you doing? Still playing D&D?
that's not
Not
good.
precisely, but yes.
Do you have anything to eat today?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Did you have anything to eat here, Eric? Did you
Yeah.
really?
Did
You
you
sure? Because you don't look like you had anything to eat.
haven't seen you?
I was just
You don't have a
saying.
sandwich. Do you have a
I don't-
sandwich?
I'm saying you look like you could do with some chicken. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Chick-
probably could.
chicken or bread.
Well, this is your problem, I guess. How do you want to handle it?
So can I now use magic?
At this point, I think
It's
you
a
should
different
use
scene.
magic. Yes,
Okay, let's do magic.
but it's really nice that you asked.
Okay, we'll pause real quick here before we do that. For Jasmine and Bill, what are you guys doing?
I don't know. Relaxing over coffee?
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's not terribly active. We should think of something else to do.
Well, part of it, I think we need to figure out more about what Bill's actually. I mean, it's one thing we kind of we need to decide. Bill's been set up sort of as a villain.
He's been set up as a villain, but right now we've just had charming domestic scenes.
Yeah. I guess we might need to find out what he's actually.
well,
Has he ever played a villain, even?
it's hard for Bill Pullman to be. Well, he's played a very stupid villain.
Yeah, I mean,
It's hard for him to be a villain when he's around somebody he wants to like him, unless she's in on it.
Hmm.
You know, because Bill Pullman, is a professional, hey, like me guy. You know, he's not in the habit of like, and now I will tear them limb from limb. Oh wait, what are you doing here?
Well, Bill, why don't you call the bounty hunter you hired to track down and capture that illusionist?
Hey, honey. I think we've gone through the Irish element of our Irish coffee. What do you say I run out and get some more?
You do that.
And as I step out, I make a phone call.
I think that's fair. All right, so I'm looking around, and something rings in my pocket, and I'm like,
Do you have a professional name? Like something that you go by when doing
Steele.
business? Steele. All right, Steele. Tell me you got results.
yes and no. The target got away.
And how is that yes?
Yes means I'm tracking him right now. I should have him within the hour.
That's not results, that's you're still on the job. I don't appreciate being yanked around. Next time, say no, I'm working on it.
No, I'm working on it.
That's better. Do you need further assistance, or do you need somebody to wipe your nose, or can you handle it?
No, sir. The man will be captured within the hour.
Do you want to stand by that statement, or do you want to leave yourself a little more wiggle room?
Are you done?
Sir, I do my job very well, and you pay me very well. As such, the man will be caught within the hour.
I would like that the situation of our relationship to stay that way. Please don't do anything to jeopardize it.
Sir, yes, sir. And I hang up on him. I'm doing those dramatic throw the phones away thing, and I realize, actually, I can't do that. I gotta pick it up. Damn
you like
technology.
slam it on your hands.
Hell yeah. It's hard to find good help these days. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have the Glenlivet. Thanks.
Hmm?
All right, man. Good stuff. That'll be. Well, hey, weren't you Did you beat John Malkovich?
I don't know. How high were you when you watched it?
Well,
That's right, man.
I
See
won't
you
tell
later.
nobody. I won't tell nobody, man.
You have a good one.
You too. Hey, man, that was John fucking Malkovich. Ching.
Honey, I've got us restocked. Please tell me you don't have anything you have to do today, because I feel like just relaxing today.
Hmm.
Okay. Real quick, who I think who plays Thomas? Oh wait, Thomas here.
Adam, you can't raise your hand. Okay, it doesn't work.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about Adam Edwood.
Adam. He is basically the person who brought me to this world. As I was too young to take care of myself, he was the one who was charged with doing that.
And how did Jasmine let Adam's wife die?
Close the portal too early.
Okay, so Adam is a little pissed off at Jasmine.
Yes.
Okay, we'll be back on them in just a second. So the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you do with dogs? You blast a fire hydrant and get payback. That's what you do.
So you hear them. You hear the dogs howling. And you see them like up on the rooftops. Clearly magical.
Yep.
Well, I know one place they can't go,
Mm-hmm.
but it's probably a really bad idea to go there right now.
Well, we can just blast them away. It'll be fine.
Oh, blast away.
Okay. So they ran up on top of the roof.
Yeah, they're coming across the rooftops. You hear them howling, and right now these are seekers. They're not like the ones that are designed to attack, but they have found their quarry.
Okay. I'm going to cast a binding spell on them to bind them to the roof they're standing on.
Okay, so that'll be basically your against Lloyd's magic. You guys want to figure your dice pool? We'll pop over to the Pullman and Jasmine real quick. You guys are
There's no
sitting there.
need, guys.
What?
Before you jump, there's no need. I'll give in because these are just seeker dogs. They're not gonna do anything crazy. They've done what they need to do, which is hold him there. So yeah, I'd say combine them if he wants.
Okay.
Okay, so you lock them in.
Yeah. Yes. And I'd also put a plot point because I haven't rolled yet, so he's welcome to do it if he wants.
Okay. And what do you do next? So the two of you sit there, and they like something physically traps them in space, or magically a bit.
Yeah, there's like a circle that appears below them and expands out, and there's like glyphs and writings and runes and such, and it's basically sticks itself to the ground and sticks their shadows to the symbol itself, so it kind of grabs their shadow so they can't move without them.
Okay, yeah, so the shadows get trapped as they're sitting there, they're trying to move. So yeah, Lloyd, Steel, you're aware that he has at least seen you or seen them coming after you.
Yeah, and that's enough for me to start blazing across the city trying to get to him.
Okay,
But now you can jump.
Who is this guy that's trying to catch you? What's going on?
I actually forgot to ask his name, but he wants to take me home, and I don't want to go home, so.
There's a lot of that going around.
Yeah. Know any good places to hide? Seems you can find me wherever I am.
Yes, I do, actually.
Well, you have an answer for everything, don't you?
Well, sometimes the questions are easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta think about it. I need to think about it for 30 seconds.
Okay. Bill and Jasmine, you guys are kind of back home a little bit, relaxing after the weirdness that's happened, and you hear someone kind of approach the door, and then there's like an explosion. The door comes flying off the hinges. You see Adam Edwood, who Jasmine certainly remembers, though I don't know if Bill's probably never met. So there's hands in front of it, and there's sort of little tendrils of magical smoke coming off of him, and just absolutely glaring. He's been looking for you, you believe, for some time for allowing his wife to die.
Oh, by the way, there's this dude here. He's still here to kill you.
Yeah.
Destroying
Just
another one of my
Yeah.
doors won't bring your wife back.
What is with today and the uninvited guests?
And the destruction of my apartment. Never going to get a deposit back.
Because it may not bring her back, but and as he raised back, a lance of like magical fire shoots out towards Bill. So I will do.
Hey, Bill, feel free to call me in whenever you want. I'll come give you a hand. Sort you out.
Whoa.
Oh, fuck, he's in the doom pool. You are fucked, mate. Mate, you are fucked. Get the fuck out of there.
Okay, and that's
Run,
just,
Bill Pullman! Run!
well, it's only
Wait. Does he recognize me as Bill Pullman?
If he does, he hasn't actually stopped or anything, but he just sees someone there with Jasmine and attacks you.
Because Bill Pullman's got a few of his own tricks up his sleeve. Bill Pullman is going to spit the alcohol-laden liquor in his mouth at said fireball. Then, gathering the now huge fireball, he will spread his hands out, making a wall of fire between them. Or at least attempt to.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of there. He's
So
running
let's-
the doom pool.
So let's see. D12 power. I'm doing this to protect both myself and my lady love, so how about, can I call on her in this? And then, in addition, I have my own magic skill, and oh god, what is it I can do with my points?
Bill Pullman magic.
Okay, roll a d6 advantage. So plot point for the spitting of the coffee, and can I spend another plot point for the sheer surprise of it?
Yeah.
And
Maybe a D6 useful details.
okay, and then I do have an asset, famous.
I
I don't
Bill
know.
Pullman.
I'm fucking Bill Pullman. Who would expect Bill Pullman if he start doing magical stuff?
If you're using your magic, you can't use an asset as
Oh, okay.
another asset unless you spend a plot point. And if your plot is to burn, fuck it.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got plot points to burn.
Those reset every game,
Yeah.
plus or every session.
They
So-
reset every game. I've been
Oh,
hoarding
no.
them away.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
1,
Damn it.
Aid. So
2.
can I aid this, or can I?
Yeah. You can aid.
I think that's
Or is that
3 plot
interfering?
points I said to spell. So 2d6s, my famous, my magic. Okay, this is going to be quite the pool.
Bill Pullman, you are the only one who can beat the doom pool. I believe in you.
Bill Pullman,
So
your
if
only
I-
hope.
How do I aid again? What is that?
You make a
before?
roll let us know how you're helping. You make a roll like normal, and then you give him your highest rolling die. It adds to his total.
So.
Essentially, like he got the 2 normal one, and then when you use an extra, we use the Doom Pool. They go ahead and add their, in this case, 2d8 for it, and then adds that to it. So you're kind of like his extra in that case, but you have a lot of more dice to roll.
What's the
Okay.
total of trying to beat?
Total is 15.
Yeah, both of them can pull it off. Bill, I believe in you.
Bill Pullman.
Okay, maybe not Bill. Bill. Oh, that wasn't Bill. That wasn't Bill. That was Bill. Fuck.
That was Bill.
Bill, what the fuck was that
He
shit?
does get a plot point.
Bill, what the fuck was that shit?
That's
I
not good,
I
Bill.
don't know what was that. I don't know. It's
Bill, I
one.
need you.
Oh wait! I've got
Yeah.
assistance coming. I've got
13.
assistance coming.
Yeah. So you're going against a 13, I think, or are you
No,
adding in 3 dice?
15.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Uh,
Because
Yeah,
basically
15
this is his dice is an extra, and then this is the 2 highest they rolled.
When you say this is, I don't see where.
Oh
you-
yeah, well, I hit the thing up here with the action total.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so the 2 is one of his 2d8 as an extra, and then the 7 and the 6 are from the dual pool.
I see.
Just roll a 9 or 10. Roll a 10. Just roll a 10. You'll be fine. Just roll it. Just do it. Eric, show that suicide's done. You gotta back your brother Pullman up.
An 8 then.
So you'll
That
add
was
an 8.
close.
So what he'll do is he takes 1, 5, 1, 2.
I've still got another plot point.
Yeah, you can spend a plot point to add another 2 to it.
Okay.
Guys,
Well, actually, what you match? Oh, yeah, you could beat him here.
Why is it not letting me drop it? There we go.
Okay.
That's all my plot points.
Okay. So, so you.
Oh wait, I gained one too because of the 1.
Yep. So
You can't spend the plot points you gain.
No. I'm not going to use it. It means
Yeah.
I'm not completely empty.
Okay, so you gather up the fire and then basically spit it back at him.
Yeah,
Okay, so he has to now beat yours. And there's a whole bunch if you guys want to spend some plot points and remove those.
Oh my
No,
god.
of course we're also right towards the end of the session.
well,
He
the
didn't
plot
beat it.
points aren't doing anything just sitting here, so I'll
True.
get rid of one of those 10s, or whatever the hell those are. Those 8s? I think those are 8s.
Those
Whatever.
are. Yeah,
Eight.
there's 4 of them.
there's a D12 in there.
No, you're gonna get rid of the ones that ruled 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so.
Stab.
Yeah, his 15 there is just going to match yours. Oh, wait, no, you have more than that, don't you?
8, 9.
Wait, yeah, so basically when it hits him, it blows him back into the wall behind and then sort of down the stairs. If you want to roll the dice that you had rolled real quick,
Okay.
just hit up and hit return.
Mm-hmm. That's more like it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a D12 stress. Okay, he takes a D12 stress as he slams into the door, and you're pretty sure you hear what sounds like a rib crack. And then
I'm Bill fucking Pullman. You do not mess with me.
and yeah, he hits the steps. What do you guys do?
Is he unconscious or is he still with it?
With it, but barely, because you can use his stress against him.
Mhm.
So,
Honey,
like his chances of doing much, he's just
honey,
coughing
it's
up
your
some blood.
house. It's your rules. What do you want?
I want him gone. I don't care what righteous indignation you think you have, Adam. This is my house, and these are my people.
He kind of spits some blood. We're not done yet.
And I call up the winter behind me and throw it at him. And if I can't hurt him, I want to use the blizzard to just sort of sweep him out onto the street.
Okay.
Doesn't
just
even
say
matter if I hurt him. I just need to show him who's boss.
We'll say at this point, since we're pretty close, we need to stop here pretty soon. We'll go ahead and basically sweeps him out as he tries to pull up a shield, which essentially just throws him out and away, and he is pretty badly hurt. Okay, since I got to go about 15, we'll just show you how this works real quick for the growth pool.
Mm-hmm.
What people do is you take a couple things. So it's any, you can step up any asset, resource, or relationship that you want, and you take anything that's in the growth pool, your highest current stress, and if you rewrite your, or if you rewrite your thing, you just get it the once. But you decide what you want to rewrite, and anyone who didn't, because it took us a little bit to sort of get into it, and I was trying to find a couple ways to bring some more stress in on a few. If just to make it so everyone can kind of give it a shot, if everyone wants to give themselves an extra D10 stress growth pool die, this way we can show everybody how this works.
Okay.
What do you mean by extra D10 growth pool die?
Basically, everyone just adds a D10 to your growth pool. Like for some people, it'll just be a D10 that they have, because I think there was no stress or challenge values right now for Alice and Peter Steele.
Well,
So-
Bill's got no stress either.
Yeah. Bill,
I
3 of us had no stress.
had
There's-
stress and I recovered from stress.
Oh, so Alice actually got hers from challenging. Okay, so yeah, so basically, those who did not will go ahead and because you don't have the stress, so you'll go ahead and just add a D10. I'll show you sort of how this works.
Okay.
Give everyone a chance here. So the way it works is you look at whatever it is that you wanna raise. Now you can just spend a die to get an extra special effect on one of your powers.
Okay.
So like for each of those powers, you only start off with one of those things you can spend a power point for. You can get another one if you just basically spend a die. You don't have to roll it for that. But then beyond that, you can raise abilities, distinctions, gears and locations, or relationships and extras. And if you look on the growth pool, I'll pop this up for you if you don't already have it. What I do is I roll whatever the current die trait is, the die rating you wish to step up. The trait, what you want to step it up to, along with one of those dice, depending on what type of thing you're trying to raise. So we'll do this. Let's take. Does someone know something they would like to try to raise?
I would like to try and raise my gear.
Okay. So what you'll want to do? What is it right now? What's
It's
the
D4 at the moment.
Okay, so I roll a D6 plus a D8.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'll be a D6, that's what he's trying to raise it to, plus a D8 because it's gear. And then he'll roll his growth pool. Now that one there doesn't count, so I've just got a 6.
Oops, I made a mistake.
Oh, so can I transfer this growth pool from Jasmine to Daniel?
Right now we'll just do it for Jasmine because like these characters will come back and be used.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The only thing with Jasmine is that I haven't been building her like a character. I've just been like, oh, this sounds good, let's give her this. Oh, this sounds good, let's give her this.
Yeah, that's what we may want to do then for her right now is just maybe in that case just put make a note of what the current growth pool is and when we kind of build her up a bit more.
Uh-huh.
So right now he rolled a 10 against my 6, so he raises his gear to a D6.
Which I just did.
Okay, now does anybody else know what they want to raise?
Let's say Bill Pullman wants to raise his magic.
Okay, so is that his magical heritage?
Yeah.
Okay, so a heritage distinction, and that's usually used for like knowledge and stuff like that. What level do you have it at right now?
D6.
So it's a D6. Now here's the thing: anything that's attached to your heritage, you get to roll the die with a heritage with it as well. So like the thing, and for some people, we kind of go through and determine what that actually means as far as your magical thing goes. So you want to raise it to a D6?
Raise it to a D8.
Okay, so I would roll a D8 plus its distinction, so a D10. Okay, so I have a 10 total, and you would roll your growth pool against that.
Just the D10 or did the D6 too?
Do you have a D10? Oh wait, what? You currently have a D6?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you roll that in there as well.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Or actually, no. Actually, so if you're rolling up if you're rolling up one of the things attached to the distinction, you could. But if it's the distinction itself, you don't.
What do you? I'm not sure I understand that statement.
Because there's in each of those distinctions, like the heritage, of the heritage distinction, there are abilities attached to it. Like for magic, the generic one, and we can kind of change this depending on what sort of magic people have, is like blast, flight, illusion, mind control, possession, precognition, teleportation. If you were to raise or gain any of those, you get to add your magical heritage to it.
Oh, okay. So am I rolling a D6 or am I rolling a D10?
If it's the heritage itself, D10. If you want to like add one of those abilities, you would add the D6 along with it.
Let's add an ability.
Okay, so you get a blast at D4, which actually means I would, instead of rolling the D8 and the D10, I would roll a D4 plus a D12 because it's an ability that's not a gear.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a 13 total, and then you would roll your growth pool dice plus the D6 for your heritage.
Okay.
Which you did. So you then gain, you said what, blast?
Yeah.
Give that as a
Given
D4.
Given what just happens. So just put that as an asset?
Yep. So that's one of your powers now to D4. Anybody else?
Can you create a new ability?
Yeah. So create a new ability. It starts at a D4, and a new ability is a D12 plus whatever it's going to be, which in this case would be a D4. If it is attached to your heritage distinction, if it's one of those specific ones, then you would also get to add that into the roll as well.
Okay. So what happens when, like, you just get the 1 then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a D12 plus a D4 versus. I'm trying to make my powers thematically fit what I actually spent accidentally, because I gave myself too much apparently. So. I'll figure out what I'm going to do.
You gave yourself too many stuff, or?
Well, I gave myself 2 powers in Heroic, and I gave myself 2 powers in Smallville. And they're apparently different. So.
Oh, it's
very...
the effects of them are different. Like they work differently in each.
Well, no, they were thematically different too.
Okay.
Like I didn't realize what I was doing.
Oh, you were probably looking at like regeneration. Yeah, regeneration as opposed to healing. To heal yourself.
No, I've got a bigger problem than that. I've got a huge problem. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do. I've used flight, healing, teleportation, and luck. That doesn't work. So as long as I'm spending stuff, I should spend stuff to fix it.
Okay.
You could always just fix it.
Yeah, some of those too, because we're also getting to know the system. You can switch things around as well. You can kind of take points, shuffle them around a little bit.
But we only had 2 abilities, though. You couldn't go above that, anyways. Right?
And some you can if you take certain trees, you can kind of add some stuff in there.
Trees?
But that's like depending on where you're at, some of them you can actually get more than just 2.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to put it aside for now because I'm hosed and I'm going to need after-school help, basically.
Okay.
So I'll just write down the growth pool.
Okay, and anybody else know what they wanted to do?
I want to increase my legacy.
Okay.
My magical legacy to D10.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's going to work.
So that's a distinction. So that'll be 2D. That'll be 2D10 that I roll.
I believe in you.
Isn't it? Okay.
Yep, you did it.
So what happens if you fail?
If you fail, you can still raise it up. You just lower something else.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Now, does that growth pool go away when you're successful, or does it stay?
Well, the growth pool is used up each session. However, any stress you have that remains at the end stays. The next time it goes down by 1. So kind of the more stress you get in general, the easier it's going to be to have more stuff in your stress pool, particularly as you get more stress, and then get some of that stuff recovered throughout the session. Because you take anything that's been recovered, any values that have been challenged, any relationships that have been challenged, and then at the second time, if you keep it step down, then your highest current stress all goes in there. So the more you challenge what your relationships and such are, the more experience you essentially get at the end of the session.
Mm-hmm. I need to learn how to spend the plot points.
Yeah, and that's one. So I'm sorry if it was a little slow today, but I think part of it was making sure everyone kind of saw how stuff worked.
Yeah.
And then I'm also realizing partway through that I have a couple people that are really heavily connected, and then others that are a little more blank. So I wasn't quite sure how to connect them in.
Well, we really connected the main characters. We didn't connect the side characters that much.
Yeah, I mean, well, partly because in a regular game of it, you don't have to worry about that. Because like you have you're always playing those characters, and everyone else becomes wedges and problems and benefits, and you can kind of play off of all this stuff that's been created. The way we've done it could be cool. It just requires some more work.
So are we going to completely be playing new characters next week with like the other 20 extras?
Well, I think what will probably happen, because I think what would probably be best, and we'll see what you guys think on that. What's probably going to be best is if we sort of see the ones that are especially more interesting and sort of keep them, like several of these are connected. I mean, right now, Bill Pullman, Jasmine, and Peter are all kind of connected to like Gabriel, or Jasmine and Bill are. We could still keep several of these. I think we want to keep those extras maybe a little bit less, so we have a little bit more time to develop them, and other people will end up kind of remaining features and extras.
Aren't we switching to 2 new main characters next session?
Yeah, so next time, because I know we talked about Jesse and Lloyd being their 2 characters being sort of against each other after what happened. So we want to kind of wait for Lloyd to have a chance to make his. So hopefully we can do next time Gabriel and Daniel as the 2 linchpins, and then bring them in.
Oh, shoot. Actually, next Sunday I'm going to be out of town, and I will not be able to connect to the internet.
Oh, that actually reminds me, because the other thing I was going to see, because next Sunday I've got a work thing because it's the end of, it's right towards the end of the school year, so I didn't know if people were available earlier, if we wanted to skip next week and hit the week after.
I am not going to be available all weekend. I'm going camping.
Okay. So
if we got a miss. I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
if
we're okay,
it's fine.
One of the things I can do is I can kind of I'll put up some stuff throughout the week if you're able to sort of pop in, and I might go through and just fill in a couple things on some of the extras and such we've got, just so that we have maybe either some values or some other stuff that's already there. And if you guys want to do the same, I mean, feel free to pop in, and especially if it's a character that you created off of yours. Yeah, I'll kind of put maybe who the characters we'll be using next time are, and we'll recycle some of these. We'll add a few. We should end up with essentially the main characters, a smaller group. They're like a small group that's also the other characters that are brought in around each of those sort of main characters, and then a bunch of the other ones will never be played directly.
So you're gonna come up with the list of ones to choose from, and then put it in the.
Yeah, that's one where people, if they have an idea ahead of time, and they might be able to start getting some ideas for it, or if not, we at least kind of come in knowing these we'll be using. So this is part of like I like the idea behind it. It's just there's a couple
mechanical issues.
Yeah, it's some things where I realize like, oh, all that information you usually have to very easily tie them together is missing from all these people. But I think that's one of those things that will become not a problem, but there'll be a little bit of a rocky start in some respects at first, and I hope that's cool. Because I tried to not keep you guys down too much and try to skip between them. I think a couple people got left behind a little more than I prefer at times.
You do realize that if we actually tried to map it out, it would get even more ridiculous.
Oh, I know. That's why the thing is that's why that stuff can kind of be put there, like as it's being created. But some of it, we might be able to brainstorm some stuff at the very beginning.
Oh, I'm not saying we shouldn't do it. I'm just saying.
If we mapped out everything and continued, like that'd be several maps, it would get really absurd. But we can kind of just put stuff down. Like sit down, like I decide Bill Pullman's attached to this, and then Jasmine Frost has got Jack Frost as a relationship, and that's her father. This is a place she goes to that helps with whatever, and kind of instead of mapping them all out completely, we can just add them to that spreadsheet.
Isn't there a role-playing asset program that does this, like the mapping out kind of fairly well?
Sure, I'm sure there is, but yeah, I don't
know it, but I think I remember reading or seeing like a demo video or something.
Well, for our purposes at this point, we don't necessarily need the map. We just need to put them in the spreadsheet because we're just adding a couple extras here.
Yeah, but as the spreadsheet goes, it'll be harder and harder to suss out what's where.
Mm-hmm.
And remember who is who.
Yeah.
So, I guess one thing. So we're not gaming Sunday.
Yeah, I guess if you're not available, I would have to be able to do it early because I've got that work thing. Yeah, if we're able to skip this Sunday, we can kind of get some ideas and such in the meantime.
Okay.
Okay.
Learn how to spend plot points.
Yeah. And I'll also create a quick cheat sheet on a couple of those things for me for the difference between the three that I'll put up too.
Yeah.
Plot points, there is a little section on it Unfortunately, it wraps from like the bottom of the page to the top of the page, so I actually.
Oh, if you look at, I put spending plot points here.
Well, it's like
Okay.
page 2 of the Smallville cheat sheet.
Well, no, I mean, something should have just popped up in your window.
Mm-hmm.
Where I just took, I put those together there into one. And I've got like the earning and spending are right up at the top, along with rolling, action, reaction, challenging values. A couple of these can be kind of dragged down some more.
Okay. So next time I get 7 plot points, I'm gonna wreck town. Okay.
And assets trigger labeled spend.
Like with an asset, you'll have like a. Oh no, that's if I give a power, spend 1 plot point to do blah.
Oh, okay. We haven't really
Yeah.
gotten into that, I don't think.
I used one for my awesome illusion.
And I use one to shut down his teleportation power,
Yeah.
Ah.
which I thought was the kind of thing that someone from a magical area who hunts magical beings would have.
Oh, no, that makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of those things where if we end up finding that it becomes too problematic, we still have that core group that is heavily that would work very, very well as a Smallville group. There'll just be a little bit of growing pains as long as that's cool with people to try to figure out how to make that work best.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we could go a little rules light with the Troupe style just to help establish the backgrounds of everybody.
Mhm.
You know, still do it, but very light on the dice. And then when we move back into the main group, that's when the mechanics really kick in.
Okay, that might be something we can do. But cool, yeah. If you got any questions, concerns, or anything, go ahead and throw them up on the campaign. I'll be posting some stuff. I've got an extra prep now at school because I no longer have seniors because they are gone. So I have one of my hours. I no longer have students, which is awesome. So yeah, I'll use some of that to kind of play around and try to get some ideas and get some stuff up there about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and we found out that Alice has to step up her game if she wants to take out Bill Pullman.
Yeah, how great is it that Bill Pullman got to fucking wreck?
Yeah.
Own all the things. Bill Pullman. American badass.
I would like to point out that I made one of his assets modern Mr. Rogers.
Goddamn Bill Pullman.
I told you, never trust
Wait,
a Bill Pullman.
How are you supposed to be a good guy if your aspect is Mr. Rogers? I
He's
mean,
not
how
a
are you supposed
good
to be
guy.
a villain if your aspect is Mr. Rogers?
Because that's my public face. And remember, villainy is not in the head of the villain.
Did you ever see Demolition Man?
Yeah.
No.
That wonderful 80s or early 90s thing. At one point, he turned what's his face? Wesley Snipes turns the villain and says, like, you know who you remind me of? You're an evil Mr. Rogers.
Play nice, children, or else.
Kind of like the mayor on Buffy,
Yeah.
who's sort of a modern Mr.
Modern
Rogers.
monsters.
Yeah, it's just his public face and persona.
Yeah.
You know, he can take it off when he needs to.
Mm-hmm. I can face off.
Well, cool. Well, tomorrow I'll post some stuff up tomorrow during my break because I'll have some time and look at what we're doing for it'll be 2 weeks from now, and I'll go ahead and get that on there. And hopefully we can hit the ground running, develop some of these characters a bit more. I might throw in some stuff that we can change as necessary. If you want to, feel free.
Oh,
And,
Michael Juanita wanted to say she said hi.
Oh, tell her hello.
Okay, will do. She was laughing at you because you were doing the mouse thing.
Just picturing a mouse like
Yeah.
mice have very little like body mass to actually like turn a doorknob.
Not to mention a complete lack of leverage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, gentlemen.
It's been fun.
and have yourselves a good one.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
I'm going to go to bed because fuck you guys. It's late.
It is late, yeah.
Well, thank you
Yeah,
for putting up with it.
Michael,
Yep.
I'll try and catch up with you and finish my pathways or what the hell is I'm going to do for that.
Okay.
I don't want to look at that fucking chart. I'll see you guys later.
I will say, in a lot of respects, that spreadsheet will be easier because you can kind of worry about your own stuff and just look around and see who seems interesting.
True.
I just looked at my character and said, like, okay, who's connected to my character?
Hey,
That's
I don't know if there's a stylistic way you can do this, but if you could, like, every few lines put thicker borders just to help you separate which column is which.
I don't know. Is there a way to do like if every other one could be,
Alternate colors.
yeah, if there's a way to do every other one as like shaded.
Yeah, there should be a way to shade every other box. I don't know how. I'll tell you what, you can figure it out while I go to bed.
I think I may have found it.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Yep. You too. Have a good one.
Bye.